This is the Year of Shame Challenge 3, Episode 6. Hi, I'm Connor and welcome to the Year of Shame Challenge 3, the 6th episode. With me tonight to talk about our journeys into our piles of shame, we have Colm.
Top of the morning
Say
to you.
hello, Colm. And we also have Stuart.
Alright, how we doing?
And we don't have Matt, because he's currently
Slaying a dragon.
currently slaying a dragon. He's currently otherwise engaged.
He's actually at the doctor's getting an infection looked at because he rubbed his hands with his urine-soaked... He rubbed his face with his urine-soaked hands last month as he openly declared on the cast. That's anything but pink eye.
Oh Lord, that's a good start.
Good morning.
So how are you all? Are you alright?
Yeah.
Yep, everyone's good. Halfway through. Feeling fine. Feeling chipper.
That's it, you two are halfway through. How's it going? Halfway?
It's a piece of piss.
At the hump?
I don't see what all the trouble was about.
Yeah, neither do I, but there you go.
Actually, he's a year and a half, technically, in the way through. But he's only really like 4 months
Yeah.
on this challenge.
I've only been good for 4 months. Or
Month-
2 years.
Month 5 was just a mess.
Story of my life, man.
So I suppose we'd better kind of kick off with what we've been playing. According to the agenda, it looks like I'm first. So I'll jump straight into it. I've played a lot of Zen Pinball, which, yeah, I generally do play a lot of Zen Pinball. But I'd got the new Portal table as a review code, so I've spent my time firing balls at GLaDOS. And that's been quite good. It uses the music, it's very portally themed, where you fire your ball through a portal and it pops up somewhere else. You've got to solve the challenge rooms to get through, and it's quite tricky. At one point I was in the top 90 in the world on it, which I don't think I'm still there now, but I've been quite enjoying that, which has then made me go back and start playing a few of the other Zen Pinball tables, mainly because Gareth from Joypad and me had told me he'd beaten my Walking Dead table score, so I decided to try and beat that, and he'd also said he'd beaten my South Park one. So I managed to get a high score on the South Park and struggled like crazy on the Walking Dead one. Other than that, I have continued my journey to my Nom Nom Galaxy Platinum and basically played a great deal of that and loved it. I'm still very much enjoying it. I've now ticked off all of the single player gubbins that I can do, other than I need to do I think 3 more challenges that reset every 36 hours. You've got to do 20 of them, so I think I've got 3 more left of that to do, and I've been doing a fair bit of co-op on that, which after, was it last month where we were talking about us not playing, other than Stuart playing much online, and one of my friends online had said, oh yeah, I'd quite happily make some soup with you, so we've been doing that, and I've been showing him the ropes, and we've been helping each other out with it. It's a lot of fun. It works so much better. It's easier with more than one person playing online. Solo wise, it's quite challenging, but when you've got 2 people, it really is an extra pair of hands for defending the soup factory or running around gathering ingredients. So that's been a lot of fun. I should hopefully have that platinum before the month's out. Additional to that, I finally had a crack of Don't Starve, which a few people I know have been absolutely raving about it. And it's kind of a one go and play until you die type game where you...
It's a survival game. It's survival.
Kind of, yeah. Survival, but done in a very cutesy, hand-drawn style. Not quite isometric.
I remember, I've played it on Chrome years ago when it was in beta, but I remember when the guy talks, is it like a tuba he talks? It's like... It's like really sharp stringed instruments as well. Some people... It's a good enough game.
Yeah.
It's the same folk that did Mark and the Ninja, just to put that in there. Yeah, Mark the Ninja and Shank.
I wasn't a big fan of Shank. The intro is beautiful. The hand-drawn style, like papercraft animation looks fantastic. It's hard. It took me quite a while to kind of work out how the hell I'm supposed to do anything, because it doesn't give you any real instructions of, alright, you can get these ingredients and you can mix them together and create an axe or create a...
First night's always fun, isn't it?
Yeah, trying to get to the first night. But I think about 4 goes before I actually worked out, I need to be able to create fire, and working out what I need to chop down and grab. And it's quite nice. I don't know whether it's going to grab me enough to keep playing it. It reminds me of Binding of Isaac, but I got quite compelled with that and quite sucked into it. This hasn't done that yet, so it might do. It just hasn't yet. On something a little less enjoyable, I decided to have a crack at Road Not Taken. I kind of wish I hadn't. You basically control this weird, like, wizardy creature thing, and you have to rescue children from a forest by moving objects out of the way and matching pairs together to clear paths, and then carry children out and fire them across a room. I kind of like the theory of it, just in practice it's a bit shit.
No.
Not something I can recommend. I jumped on my Vita and decided to have a crack at Monster Bag, which I think we got last month with PlayStation Plus, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I hadn't played much on my Vita because it was basically rammed, so I'd have to start deleting stuff off before I could download anything. So I was looking through and I went, oh, I wonder what this is like. I don't know anything about it. I'll give it a crack. Basically, it looks like a Saturday morning kids cartoon, bit kind of Ren and Stimpy, but not quite as grotesque as Ren and Stimpy is. And you control a monster who basically jumps on the backs of characters to try and get to his little child companion, because she's going off to school, so he goes trying to get after her. And the way you do it is by navigating on the backs of people that are stood in between the child and where you start off. So you hop on the backs and try and make your way across, but the characters whose backs you're hopping on will be looking in direction, so you have to kind of try and move when they're not looking. If you move when they are looking, they'll basically clobber you and squish you. And it starts off quite simple and gets quite hard, where you're jumping about on the backs of aliens, and they are you've got to turn cameras on and off and navigate how you move through. It gets quite puzzly. It looks lovely. The animation on it's fantastic. It's a bit overly compressed in like the cutscene parts. There's quite a bit of artifacting on the Vita. I don't know if it's a PC game at all, but I'm quite enjoying it. It's simple, simple-ish, and quite playable. So I'm aiming to get that finished off probably beginning of next month. But I didn't know anything about it, and I enjoyed what I'd played. And finally, another very, very odd game, Super Exploding Zoo, which is by Honeyslug, who are the people that did Frobisher Says and Hohokum. And it's as odd as either of those two games.
Blowing up penguins has never been so much fun.
One up penguins?
Yeah. It's the one where you draw the line to blow up the penguins, didn't you? You go one penguin, you collect another penguin, you blow it up, you bring it out, and then you destroy the kind of tick monster that's gone to the egg.
That's exactly it, yeah.
Funny.
That's pretty
you think I would have played that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I've never heard of that before, but that's exactly what it sounds like then. Yeah, you collect different
penguins.
Different creatures
Penguins.
that explode.
You pick up the penguins.
Well, you pick up a penguin, yeah. And monkeys and other things. You've got to use different creatures to be able to navigate.
See, I never got by the penguins.
Other ones.
It was only like
you never got.
It was only a 15-minute blast I had yesterday at my mate Andy's. And he said, you might like the mechanics though. And I was like, yeah, okay. Nah. Did nothing for me.
It's quite good. It starts to develop, and the different creatures have different abilities. So you get monkeys that can climb over walls, which you can use to free more. And as it goes further on, you've got more and more big, like, weird alien tick monsters that are trying to attack your eggs. And you have to kind of think logically about, have I got enough creatures with me to be able to destroy these big tick monsters, or do I need to try and quickly grab some more? It's good. It's very bizarre. Just the idea of animals that explode and a zoo where everything you touch explodes is a bit strange. But yeah, I've quite enjoyed that. I've completed the first batch of levels, and I think I'm about a quarter through the second batch. So that's one I'm going to kind of dip in and out of. It's one I would probably play more on the Vita, but as I just said, I don't have any room, so I've been playing it on the PS4. And that's me for this month, other than one game, and that one game is Drive Club, which finally we got the PlayStation Plus edition. So after 2 days of downloading it, because the PSN was utter pish, I finally got it downloaded and installed, and it's kind of a bit like playing a freemium game.
I heard it's a glorified demo. No, that this might have been the reason why I was at Andy's, but I heard it's very glorified. It's no where it sold you it was going to be.
No.
It's very much like you feel like a demo, but a wee bit more than a demo, but not enough to warrant a kind of Ground Zero style demo, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. There's definitely more there than there is with Ground Zeroes, but it's very much all locked behind paywalls. As you progress, you will open new cars up, and it'll give you a little message saying, this car can't be accessed unless you buy the full version of the game. Or no, unless you upgrade the game. Which I'm like, yeah, okay, so you keep trying to progress, and then you realise that there's all this DLC and everything that I downloaded that I can't play, because it's not available unless you've got the full version of the game, which wasn't kind of the way the Plus version was sold. Is that it was a stripped down version of the game, but all of the other content would be available.
I think they gave up on that idea and just dropped in. It's easier to drop in restrictors, didn't you? So basically, go, here's the game.
Yeah.
You kind of do this, kind of that, bump, right, fire it up online. Because I noticed if you download that version, you can't actually download the full game. The only way you can download the full game is if you download the unlock key.
You buy the.
So fundamentally, you've got the whole game sitting on your hard drive. It's just you buy the unlock key, unlock it all.
Oh God, I know I have, because it was 25 gig in total.
Well, that's why I never got to play it yesterday. I just heard these things. That's why I got to play blowing up the penguins.
It looks beautiful. It looks absolutely fantastic. The game plays a bit odd because it doesn't seem to know whether it's a simulation or an arcade racer, and kind of falls badly between the pair. It's like it's got lots of aspects where it's trying to be a sim with the realistic weather effects and some damage that starts to appear on your car and it penalising you for certain aspects. But other parts, it feels like an arcade racer. It's very skittish. You can kind of get away with slamming into things a lot harder than you really should be able to. It's all right. I don't think I'm in any rush to drop 20 quid to open it up. So come September, I don't think I'll be buying the full unlock. It kind of feels like this is what they should have given away as the beta, and used the PlayStation Plus members as the people who would sort out how the game plays and sort out the online. And those people who would have played enough would be more likely to then upgrade and buy the full game. Kind of a nice thank you for helping us get this game working, rather than punish the people that paid 50 quid for it with a very, very broken game. And to add on top of it, the whole idea of it being a drive club, you can only have 6 people in your club. That's not really a club. That's more of a gang or a crew. Oh,
Cackle.
Wait, you can't have the crew, can
Cackle.
you? Okay, yeah, drive gaggle. So that's a bit restrictive, and there's no online in the current version of the PlayStation Plus version of Drive Club, because it's still broken. So, and Sony's thinking of launching it at the same time as another big release. Seems to have been a bit stupid, in my opinion. I think the PSN basically struggled because there was two big things people wanted to download, and I think it killed off their bandwidth, so it caused everybody to get really, really slow downloads, which is probably more I should have said in thoughts and feelings, but that's what I've been playing. So I will move on to the next person, who is... It's Colm!
Yay!
Come on, Colm, what you been playing?
How's it going?
Good, mate. What you been playing?
I've been playing nice and colourful, non-violent sort of games as usual. Nothing out of the ordinary there for me. Just want to ask you, don't starve. Is that a crossbow as well? Can you play that in the Vita as well?
Yes, if you got it free with PlayStation Plus on the PS4.
Stop shuffling, whoever's shuffling in the background. Stop shuffling, we can hear you.
Son, stop shuffling! Sorry.
Do you
I'll hit you later.
This
you
business going on.
There's that Irish hospitality.
Hey.
You in the Stellar the night? Aye. A couple of
I'm
bottles of
surprised you
life beer.
didn't shout, grab your dad a beer from the fridge.
I don't have any beers, that's why I'm so angry. I'm drinking water.
Oh, bloody hell, things are bad.
Is that released with like some kind of low grade paint stripper alcohol? You know what I mean?
It's pochain.
Columns on the council pot.
It's actually filtered through a potato, so it's got the same attributes as vodka. Really, really cheap.
Everything. We make everything out of potatoes. Everything. Even our houses are made out of spuds. Okay. And turnips. Okay, Luigi's Mansion. The first one. Nice and cute. And
Was there any more?
yeah, there was the 2 and the 3DS. The Last Story, which is a Wii game, which is very story
It's
driven.
not an RPG. It's not very Wii if it's an RPG.
It's an RPG.
I don't know many Wii RPGs, but you know what I mean?
Okay,
They're
it's
always
a
quite
big fuck off story, and it's
I should hope it is if it's the last.
text driven, heavy going. It'll probably take me about 3 years to finish.
Is that just because of all the reading?
Yeah, and I'm very slow. Eternal Darkness on the GameCube. Well, on my Wii, as I say. Never played it, so I had a go of that. I played about 4 hours of that. Very good. Very different.
What is Eternal Darkness? I don't know what that is.
It's 10 years old.
Is it based on a poem about a descent into hell? And it's about basically you relive a certain. I think it's 12 characters or different time periods.
Yeah.
And you relive you live through chapters, but they're all intrinsically linked.
Yeah.
And it all comes to a pinnacle at the end. The main character.
Is that not Dante's Inferno?
I think I wanted to say that, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I think it's similar to that.
It's it's similar-ish. Okay. Yeah.
It's not knowing the fact it's a third-person hack and slash. Thematically speaking, or you know what I mean, on the story modes. It's kind of cult style, like one of these games that are quite expensive to get, sort of thing. And it's got quite a big following. It did some really cool. What the hell am I talking about the game for? You talk about it.
You do it so much better than me.
Yeah,
I just
talk about the insane effects. How it puts flies behind your screen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Have you had that happen? It's like you see these flies crawling, and it's like they're on the screen, and you kind of think they're on your screen and stuff, and that it's quite cool.
It's quite different. Yeah, it's different.
It's the most un-Nintendo game in the world. It really is. Kind of Resident Evil, isn't it? And how it controls and stuff.
Yeah.
No tank controls,
Oh, wow.
but kind of that kind of fixed camera thing. I think in it, cameras fixed in it in the rooms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Stuart. That was a beautiful explanation there. I was bricking it there. You know, I would have needed at least a bottle of vodka before I went on a rant about that game, but I haven't got it, so I stopped. Anyway. I'm playing Lego Marvel Superhero on the Wii U.
How are you finding that?
It's great crack, yeah. I haven't finished it yet, by any means. It's great.
You actually finish any games, or you just play all the games?
Play all the games, finish none. I'm a waste of space.
No, that's a waste of hard drive space.
And I'm still playing Wind Waker HD, and just to let you know how pathetically bad I am at playing game. I'm on this particular section where you have to line up these boxes. The water keeps going up and down every half a minute or whatever. So you line the boxes up. The water goes down. You push the boxes over to straighten them up. The water goes back up again. You have to light sticks, and you have to jump across the boxes to get to the other side to light torches on the other side. And I must have spent about an hour trying to get the fucking boxes to line. I lined up the boxes. That wasn't the problem. I'm not that handicapped. But Jesus, every time you double jump, the fucking light would go out, or you'd misstep and you'd fall into the water. You'd have to go back up and blah 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 blah. It was wrecking my head, and I still didn't do it.
You playing this for a Gamecast out of interest?
Not this one, no.
Or are you just playing it for shits and giggles?
Shits and girls, yeah. That's me. That's how I roll.
It was shits and giggles, but if you go with shits and giggles, fair dues, you know what I mean? But you know.
We just found out something about his scatological tendencies.
Yeah.
Can somebody give that man a drink? Because he's losing the ability to hear. Start.
So, no, just because I've played Ocarina of Time, I thought I'd enjoy this. I did enjoy it. I
Squeaky
enjoy
chair.
it, but yeah, okay, my ass is now firmly on the chair. There'll be no more squeaking. And just to calm my nerves after all that stress of playing them games, I stuck on Diablo 3 because that game just relaxes me so much so that I have actually been falling asleep with the controller in my hand and waking up sporadically with drools down my coming down of my mouth going, oh, I'm on the next bit. Yeah.
Blizzard are on the phone. Here's a payment, mate. Fantastic. You've just sold that game to everybody that listens to this.
What are you playing it on? Because I got given it on PS3 and I haven't even opened it yet.
It's on Xbox One.
So I won't be playing with you then.
No. Nobody plays with me. Speaking of playing with me, the lads, I was playing a bit of Titanfall with some of the lads on a couple of Fridays ago. Varun Bond played and a few other lads. That was a bit of crack. So I managed to get some online gaming with them. That was a bit of fun, yeah. Derek, I think.
Did you enjoy
Derek was on as well. I think he said he was going to meet Stuart the next day or so. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. Aye, Digital Pariah. Yeah, it's like Friday nights, game nights. It used to be Gears and Beers, but it's kind of like the Tricks guys, some of the guys for This Is Xbox.com, Console Ninjas, Digital Pariah, just general. It's a gathering. Last Friday, I think we had 16, 17 years playing Halo at one point, so
okay.
It was a case of you weren't invited because we were playing Halo and there was an age restriction. But
an upper age restriction.
Yeah, anybody over 30.
Most Friday nights you'll find a cackle in them on. It's a good laugh. Gears, Halo, Titanfall, anything with multiplayer, they'll play Forza Horizon, you know what I mean? It's all good.
So my son has been a busy little lad this month. He's picked up a few things, but I'm not playing them, so.
If there ever was a reason for him to mention something that didn't need mentioned, that was the reason, because we all know he's playing the shit his boys picked up. You know what I mean?
I'm not.
Right,
you go to my gamer score
this
and
is
you
where
check.
You
check.
He's
got Battlefield Hardline.
See, he's naming them. I told you he would name them.
He got Forza Horizon, which he said is an amazing game, and I said, yeah, I know. Stuart never shuts up about it.
Yeah.
And he got Batman.
Oh,
sorry.
Very good. Very good.
That's why he's getting a beating tonight.
That's why he's getting what they call it, the end of the belt, no the staff bit. He's getting the buckle bit.
He's getting the hard end of the belt.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, he's the one that probably end up beating me because he's 6'2". I was walking down the road with him last week and the next call, you look like a fucking midget compared to your son. I'm not that small now. I'm not tall.
Because you didn't have your heels on.
Yeah, that's what I've been up to. Thanks, Stuart, for the commentary on Eternal Darkness, because I hadn't got a clue how I didn't want to
Tower of the Guns Part 2 to happen. It's quite a good game, and it's quite a rare game for people to talk about, so I thought we'll give it the justice it deserves.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you. I appreciate it.
That sounds intriguing, that one.
Yeah, it's a great game. Yeah, I'm loving it now.
A bit curious about that.
But when I ever finish it now is another thing. But there you go. Thank you. Thanks for listening, lads.
And on to Stuart. What have you been playing?
Been a very much a month for meh, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a kind of
You've been playing Goat Simulator.
Meh. No, sadly not. I wish I was, but sadly I've not been able to buy it because I'm on my challenge. I started the month off with, as I mentioned last month, the released Halo ODST. Finished it in under 3 hours on Legendary, and it was kind of a bit like, it was the most anticlimactical thing in the world. It was good to go through it again and play it again, but 3 hours on the hardest difficulty, it was a bit of an anticlimax. It was just kind of like, I don't know what I was expecting, but
I'm not fully familiar. What exactly is ODST?
ODST was a standalone.
New...
It was a standalone story game that was bolted onto Halo 3, and it was in Halo 3. The Chief follows the Covenant for a slip space jump over the top of New Mombasa, but while that ship goes and it makes a kind of rupture in slip space, ODSTs are dropping to Earth, and this story picks up with the ODSTs on Earth as they're trying to you play the role with the rookie basically going through and finding his squad, and then at the end there's a kind of big standoff with your squad and stuff. It's really good. It's basically Firefly in Halo, because it's all the people from Firefly, all the people, which is quite shocking. But I think every member of Firefly's in it, the crew. Is
this DLC?
No, it was standalone game. Standalone game about 7 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Say,
was this part of the Halo collection, and they've just released it later on, or
it was never. This doesn't technically star Master Chief, so it was always a grey area. It was like the Master Chief collection should technically be the first 4 games, but then ODST doesn't star them, but it does run on the Halo 4 engine, which they've redone anyway, so it's kind of like it made sense to bolt it in. So
okay,
it was alright. It was just, I went through it way too quick. I enjoyed it, it was fun, but it was a bit kind of meh. You know what I mean? It never hit the climactic amaze. A lot of people say it's the best Halo in the world. They're wrong, but it's a good Halo. It's not the best because it's not got Master Chief in it, but it was alright. It was as I said, a bit kind of anticlimactic. I think it was because we binged on all the rest of the Halos last month. We were just so in that mindset of playing Halo and what it required. So. Next one was, after moaning about it last month about 3 games a couple of months ago, I kind of sat and chipped away at Castle Storm on the fly when I was sitting in parties with people. Again, I finished it, but I didn't even realise I'd finished it. I was kind of like, meh. It was very Angry Birds-ish, if I'm honest. It was very... It's a nice game. It's like I say, it's a great game to sit in a party and talk to somebody and just play, and you'll go through all the levels and you'll hit the end, it'll go, here's the campaign medal, congratulations, and you're like, oh, I didn't even know I did that. And then they go, oh, here's the DLC, it's free. So it's like, because it's the Ultimate Edition, you've got all the other campaigns. So I think I'm on the second campaign and it just chipped my way at it, and it's alright. It's not an offensive game, but it doesn't set my world on fire. It was very meh.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Can I get the part in here? Next thing was I finished all the GTA 5 heists with my heist crew. That was Magic Molly for the Console Ninjas, Martin Kelly, and Andrew Collins, who was Savage Wolf. Again, the 4 or 5 heists, 2 of them were outstanding, really well done. Like, you actually did action scenes and you worked as a team. Guys stood in helicopters and stuff, and you had to basically, guys stormed a lab and they flew support and stuff and it was really good. But then other ones were just like, meh. It was like, you did one with Trevor, which was really, really, really underrated, and it felt like, with the crescendo building to the I think it was the second to last one was Trevor's one. It wasn't it wasn't great. It was alright in a way, but it was like just like drug running and stuff. There was no bombastic steal this, because by this point we'd already stole jets off of an aircraft carrier, parachuted into places, snorkeled out of places. We'd done a lot of stuff. The final heist's really good because it's a big bank heist, but as it stands, it was just kind of like, it was, you left at the end feeling a bit kind of deflated, having all this building, and then this kind of 4th one was a bit kind of, you know what I mean, it was just, rubbish, I felt.
Little anticlimactic.
Yeah, the last one's pretty good, but again, it's only 5 heists. We could have been doing another 5 heists, you know what I mean, because like I said, the building, and then you're like, you never ever go to that level of like, oh my god, the aircraft carrier level's pretty mental when you're storming an aircraft carrier and shooting people. It's pretty mental, but it was just kind of, we all enjoyed it, and we'll all go back through them again, I think, but it was just it just never really, other than the first 2 or 3 missions. If you would have talked to me when I'd done the first 2 and 3, I would have been like, oh, these are great, these are brilliant, but then having played the other ones, I'm kind of like, I kind of ran out of ideas, I think, closer to the end. But definitely, if you play GTA Online, you definitely need to play the heists. Then I played Dying Light in co-op, 35 hours of my life that I'll not get back. At its core, a fun game, fun enjoyable game, but in execution, a very meh game. You see, this pattern's continuing so much so far. It's a weird one. Mechanics sometimes work, mechanics don't work. If you talk to Andy will moan the face after grappling hook, which he could never for the love of money get to land every time, so he'd grapple hook something, fly up, and then fall to his death, which, trust me, got really annoying after the 15th time. Side quests, oh my dear god. At a point, I think we'd done 28 side quests and 2 main quests, so it was the fact, I think what bogged me down was the fact that the side quests don't actually push the story forward in any way, shape or form. It's very a case of you do a side quest, you've done a side quest, and it's the stuff you do side quests for. So they varied for like, find crayons for kids, to blow up a bridge, to find light bulbs, to... It you never.
But it has
felt,
no impact on the main story then.
And you're sitting there 30 hours in it, and you're going to yourself, what have we actually did here? And then for the insult to injury, it's like you play the whole game in co-op, whole thing right to the end, you get to the last mission, the final mission, you're going to need to do it in solo. What? You can't play the last mission in co-op, you need to do it solo. Why? Or you just
That's
need...
bizarre.
It's so annoying. I understand why, because there's a heavy quick time event in the last mission, so it's kind of like, I suppose a quick time event doesn't lend itself to...
Doesn't work well with two people.
So it was very anticlimactic to have had him there all the way through it and did everything with him, for the end to go, aye, on your bike son, hop it. So it was just a kind of meh. I enjoyed it at the start, and then it wore thin because we kept doing the side missions, which I suppose there's 15 core missions and I think there's 40 side missions, and if you don't do the side missions you'll burn through it in no time. But I don't see that as really getting the most out of the game, you know, because there's an upgrade tree and there's lots of leveling up to be done, and I don't know how it would have played with 4 people, because it's a 4-player game, and it's kind of like, there's some really nice touches in it, I'll be honest, there's some really nice touches. There's bits where you can invade people's games, so we were playing it and a guy invaded, and we just kept one guy's a zombie trying to stop us destroying nests, and we just beasted him, and he actually spat the dummy and left, because we kept putting him flat on his arse, and there was nothing special about it. We just worked well spotting him and then putting his armour down and stuff, and aye, but then trying to be the zombie in people's games, a lot of people don't let you be the zombie in their game because they're not happy with the whole, I don't want somebody invading my game and being a dick to me, you know what I mean? So being able to play as the zombies is a rare thing, I'd say. And then the whole night thing, like at night it becomes more deadly, you get more XP and stuff, that's great. But you don't really need to play the game at night at all. You can play the whole game during the day, because what we did was we let the whole first... We got to level 8 or 9 before we actually experienced the night, because I was like, well, we're not strong enough for a start, so I was like, let's get stronger. Went into the night and it was like, this isn't even a challenge, we just were like, what are we hiding for here, because you're running and jumping and stuff, and the baddies are really powerful and they do swarm, but there's enough opportunities to escape them, and you're kind of like, this whole do it at night thing, this does not wash anymore. So aye, Dying Light, good game, but don't play it in big chunks. I finished it in like 4 days, I think we did it in, and it just burnt me out by day 3. I was like, meh, I can't be bored doing this. Not because it's a bad game, just because it was it's like, as Andy says on Twitter, I always said the last mission would take part in the Fitba Stadium. There's a big, massive Fitba Stadium, always in the background. You don't bloody get near the Fitba Stadium at all in it. And you're kind of like, well, what's the point of having a big Fitba Stadium in the game if you're never going to do it? Because I thought, the final showdown in a football stadium for zombies will be great, you'll be great, blah, blah, blah. No. None happened in the football stadium, and I left a bit kind of deflated at the end, and kind of like, it's a 7 out of 10 if that. If you've played Dead Island, you can feel its DNA running through it, very much so. And we've had it up to 3 people in it at a time, and it was okay, but it was never amazing, you know what I mean? So yeah, Dying Light. I know Colm's played it. I actually believed Colm had finished it foolishly, because I was saying, when we were playing it, I was like saying, no, we're going to keep doing this because I need to beat the Irishman, and then I realised he'd only played like 3 achievements. He only had 4 achievements in it, which was a bit an insult to injury, because I was like, I'm trying to beat him. I've bet him so long ago I can't remember what that zombie corpse looks like. But aye, Dying Light, meh. And the final game, the ultimate and anti-event, I finished...
Well, the game that you forced the last Year of Shame, at least 2 or 3 of last year's entrants in the Year of Shame to play.
Yes.
Didn't you send them a copy of this game and you'd never played it yourself?
Yes, I'd never played it, and then I think my copy had been through a good 5 or 6 people, and it had stopped at Stylistic Puppy, because with my copy I sent to Colm, which then went to it went to at least 4 or 5 people, my copy. And I know out of them, none of them had finished it, I don't think, and a lot of them had spat the dummy and stuff. Because it was, and I had it in my head, oh my god, this is a nightmare, I'm not going to be able to do this. And listening to Colm and Justin going on about it, I was like, oh, fuck off. It was piss easy, man. 3 days. 3 days, and I was, at the end, I was like, it was such an anti-event. I had built it up, this month I ride to hell, this month this, it's going to be good, a daily diary, because I thought it was like a totally corrupt open world game and stuff. No. I just went in, did what I did, and walked out, and at the end and went, what? It's like, you can see, it's no great, I admit, it's no great, but you can see in its DNA, if it had money and stuff spent on it, it could have been interesting, and a lot more interesting than what it was. But It's a bad game, fair dues, but if you ask me, did I enjoy it? There are sections in that game I did enjoy. I know, fucking say what you want. But, like, there's a section in the forest where you're going around a campsite or something, collecting drugs or something. That was quite an enjoyable mission. And the rest of it was just so-so. I just... meh. And then I bet on the harder difficulty than both Justin and Colm, so I was kind of like, well, what does that mean? Nothing really, you know what I mean? And I know they're sitting going, oh, we put it doing difficulty to get by a hard bit and stuff. Well, I just grit my teeth and did it and got on with it, you know what I mean? And when I say I took 3 days to do it, I didn't take 3 days solid, I took 3 working days to finish it. So at no point was it ever, oh my god, fucking... And I don't think once I went on Twitter and complained about it in any way, shape or form, so... Aye, anticlimactic on the highest level. It was very meh.
See, that's why you young people have faster reaction times than people like
You made
me.
it out to be like the worst thing ever in the history of gaming.
Oh, there was definitely parts of it where you could see that it would have been a great game. On paper, it sounds like an amazing game. You're picking up hookers and everything, but I mean, it's not.
It's just there's as much wrong with that as there is with Dying Light at times. I'm being honest. Like, an example in Dying Light is when you go into a menu, there's no audio. So you could be sitting with music blaring at you and stuff, but the minute you go into a menu, like your menu, nothing. No audio whatsoever. And it's like, where'd all the audio go? And then when you unpause it, audio's... And you're like, why are you doing this to me? Same thing goes for Right to Hell. There's just sections where there's no audio whatsoever, and the sounds are just totally wrong, and... It's done. That's all I can say as he walks away. It's...
Yeah, but didn't the same crowd do that didn't Dying Light?
No. Oh. I think it was published maybe by... Somebody put that baking tray away quietly. I think it was done...
Has it still got Yoshi on it?
It's stuck. They're sitting trying to get him off. More than that later. I want to say I've played worse, because I'm sure I've played worse. That's how it feels, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't... Well, Extreme Overg's pretty not janky, but it's pretty shitty, because all you do is shoot at red boxes in a fighter jet, which is really annoying considering you're a big fighter jet. But I know yous are making it out to be the worst thing in the world, but if I'm honest, it's like meh. And I don't know why. I get why if you weren't trying to finish it for a statement, I can see why you'd give up on it, but it didn't take much pushing to get through it, so meh.
So the Stuart's phrase for the month is
meh. It's a meh. It's been a meh month. I need to get onto some fine. It's not that I didn't enjoy this month. It was great. It was what it was. It's just a very... It's not like I can come on like normal and go, oh, this was amazing. It was a blah, 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 blah. No, it was all very meh. I love saying that now. It's my favourite word.
I know.
But next month I'm going to start playing Ground Zeroes again. Tonight, probably. So hopefully a bit of Metal Gear will cheer me up a wee
About
bit.
45 minutes and you'll be done with that then.
15 minutes, mate. 15 was my first ever playthrough it. So, but I've decided I'm just going to grind the mother out and see if I can get my 1,000 in it, just because I need a change or something if there are too much zombies going on. And I've been playing Plants vs Zombies again, which is get free DLC, which nobody told us about. So it's got like, fuck it, I might as well play that as well, because I like playing that. It's fun, stupid and easy going. So there's definitely quite a lot of games on the horizon for me to start playing. I was thinking about playing Assassin's Creed as well. I don't know why, but we'll see.
Well, thanks for that, Stuart. Unfortunately, as Matt's not here, we don't know what he's been playing, but I'm sure he'll catch us up on that next month. And we'll move on to our next section. So, guys, what have you picked up? We'll start with Stuart.
Fuck all! Yeah, fuck all this month.
Didn't even get the games with gold?
What were they?
I've no idea.
I'm thinking, you've got me thinking now. I'm like, pool for the third month. So if you didn't get pool last month, or the month before, you got it this month.
That Chalice game.
I've downloaded it. I've not even looked at it. And next month, it's like Assassin's Creed Black Flag is going to be free. Or this month. Yeah, this month.
Yeah.
So I'll not be downloading that because I've already done it. And I think,
a game that they've basically given free with every Xbox since launch.
Yeah, and you can pick up, I think, on CD keys, you can pick a copy up for £3.
It's like £3 in it, yeah.
But Epic Cup. I I picked up but I've not played, so I'll need to try that at some point. Here's quite XCOM-y. I'm just not in the mood for that kind of thing. And
so you'd mentioned last month you might end up getting a review copy of Project Cars. Did that
still not
happen?
happened. Nah, still not happened. But then, as it's arrived in the last month, Project Cars 2's been announced. So yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
No Caped Crusader falling through your
No,
letterbox?
no, not only because it's fucking ludicrous, but we'll come on to that in Thoughts and Feelings, I think. Only because the voucher I have falls short by a mere £5. It's a rarity you say that these days, but aye, the voucher I've got only is 50, so sad way to know. But then there's another thing I want to talk about later on that could change the balance of Batman if they get their finger out fast enough. Blah blah blah. But aye, nothing really. Picked up a couple of comics based on games. Arkham Knight, continuing it. Wolf Amongst Us, New Halo. Nothing other than that. Not a lot else really. Nah, it's been pretty meh.
Yep.
And for Matt, we should probably guess. I bet he probably gnawed his. He got the PlayStation Plus and the Games with Gold stuff, and probably gnawed at his keyboard so that he didn't actually buy anything on the Steam sale. So
He probably downloaded it Pool 3 times as well, just because it was free 3 months. It's the same game, but he just downloaded it and deleted it and downloaded it again. It's like, yes, free Pool.
And we come to the highlight of every month where I list the games for PlayStation Plus that I picked up.
Yay!
So Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes on PS4, which I earn and got on day one, and is a glorified demo, and I've bitched and moaned about it far too much, so I'm not going to go into that.
We'll talk about it next month when I finish it.
Yeah, that's it.
Again.
Yeah. Skulls of the Shotgun Bonafide Edition. Don't know anything about that.
It was an
that
Xbox
was on PS4.
exclusive for a while.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know anything about
Very
it.
good. Very good game.
It's sat on my hard drive at the moment. I haven't touched it.
Think strategy.
Ooh, yeah, that might get deleted off my hard drive then. Call of Juarez Gunslinger on PS3, which from what people were telling me, that's actually the best of the Call of Juarez games.
Call of Juarez 2 was... It's more arcadey than Call of Juarez 2, but Call of Juarez 2 is a really good game. But, you know.
Okay. Cloudberry Kingdom on PS3, which I think was originally a Steam game.
It was an Xbox game.
Yeah, was it Xbox
Yeah,
first?
it was procedurally generated platformer.
Yeah, kind of a bit mental as well from what I've seen of it. You could play up to 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very Rayman-esque.
The later levels are horrific looking, if I'm honest.
Futuridium EP Deluxe, which I picked up before release because I got a review copy of that. What was it, last year? I really enjoyed that, very Star Fox-esque. Super Exploding Zoo, which I've talked about, that was on PS4 and Vita. And the Drive Club PS Plus Edition, which came out, I think, last week. And other than that, I got a review code for Portal Pinball, which I mentioned, which was actually sat in my inbox when we were recording the last Year of Shame podcast, but because I was checking the show notes and didn't have my notifications on, I didn't see it drop in, so I thought it was fair to mention it this month. And that's me. That's what I picked up. No clothing, no games, only got one review copy, and that's it. So, Colm, anything you've picked up?
Oh yeah. Okay, what have I picked up? Lots of amiibos. Nah, I'm only kidding.
Quick, fire at the barbecue.
You joke about that, but I
quick.
know that there's been a massive restock in amiibo stocks in the UK, and I know that if you go to Nintendo's official website, you can get every one of them sub-actual price. So you joke, but I'm watching you, because I know all the rare ones are available again, because I saw Wee Joe for a tenner.
Okay. Oh, cool.
You call yourself a fucking Nintendo fan?
I've tried to stay away from dead things to stop my temptation and...
Don't tempt him, leave him alone, he's doing well.
Ah, but you're sitting going, oh, have they restocked? Really? It's like people are taking pictures at aisles and aisles of this shit, and you're like, have they really? Aye, so basically all the rare ones are available again, apparently. So
Okay.
here, if you care.
Grand. Okay, what's the website
So,
again?
don't people feel stupid for paying 75 quid for a muffin?
Well, that's the kicker.
Fucking
That's the
agents.
kicker.
Yeah, well, if you want to pay 75 quid, you've obviously got more money than sense. Anyway,
What about the Skylanders one? See, and I was wanting to talk to Matt about that, but we'll talk about that later. But I kind of wish Matt was here.
Yeah, I was hoping to talk to Matt about that as well.
We'll keep that to next month, right? But we'll talk later
Yep.
about stuff. Continue.
Put a pin in that.
Continue, old man.
I got Xenoblade Chronicles for
Another
3DS.
RPG that you'll never see the end of. Well done.
Thank you. I have this attraction to games that I'll never actually end.
Nah, you
never
just saw it came in a black case and went, "Oh, I don't have a black case DS game."
But I
I'll
am
get that.
looking to play Black Flag on the Xbox One next month. So we'll see.
You should. It's very, very good.
It's good, but it's a bit near the end.
Right. It's
it's good.
Is it
Play
is
it.
it
It's
better
really good.
than Far Cry 4?
Yes.
But don't do what you fucking do. Just don't do it, right? Just
Okay,
play
right.
the missions and you'll enjoy yourself. Don't sit and start weeding every fragment and every chest and stuff, because you'll just...
It becomes very repetitive if you do.
That's why I say that after halfway through it gets a bit meh, because you're just rinsing the same scenarios, you know, you're no...
So just
And
stick to the main.
And you can very much just, especially when it comes to certain missions, you can just blurt out the target from distance, poison him, and he's dead. It's a bit samey in parts, but the main story's really good.
Okay.
And the naval combat's fantastic, and I expect you to be singing sea shanties on the next last save loaded.
Okay.
Upgrade your boat fully, that's the other thing. Don't spend any money on anything other than the bloody boat.
Okay, great.
Because the more powerful your boat is, the better you will enjoy it.
Right. I also got a bit of hardware.
Did you see were you watching that porn channel I sent you pictures of? Because I know you were excited. I could feel... See, when I saw that on the telly, I was like, hot diggity dog, we found this channel.
The Nutri-Bullet. That's a classic.
I'm wondering if it's a NutriBullet Plus.
It's a plug-in. It's a plug-in that makes it a helicopter.
It's a turbo bit.
It's the plastic casing so it can be used as a marital aid.
I'm actually surprised you see that picture I sent there last week of the controller, no? Did you not see that?
No.
Hold on.
Oh. Could have got away with that.
Hold the phone. I'm going to have a look back at your feed. Let's give it a look. I did see you review the new Year of Shame cast, the Year of Shame podcast today. I was a bit surprised. It's a good mix there. No many women on the team, but next year's got two.
That's my ma. Your ma.
Look at you with your controller for your iPod pad rip-off for an Xbox.
Yeah, do you see it now? Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I got.
So what is it? Because I'm not even looking for it, so...
It's basically an iPad controller. But does that work with Xbox as well? Because it looks like...
Oh, I did see a picture of that. Yes, I did see that.
And you're playing next to Old Republic.
Yeah.
Another RPG you'll never see.
Colm, you know you could save yourself a lot of hassle and money and gifts by just going on YouTube and watching videos of people playing it. There's a good chance you might actually see the end as well.
Yep, that is true.
Save yourself a lot of hassle, no money spent, it won't take up any shelf space. They even do them in parts so you could just watch them in episodes rather than doing it all at once.
I know, but I like to torment myself.
Did you also get a gift card as well? Did I see you tweet that you'd got a gift card for Father's Day?
Yeah, I got...
So did you then pick up a certain game with a certain sheep's fabric?
No, because his lover's getting him that. You know, here, listen to Last Save Loaded. Last Save Loaded's like his confessions. I've got a copy... That's a really bad Justin impression. I've got a Woolies... Woolly. I've got a
Easy for you to say.
I've got Woolies Whoopie Woom. I've got a bit of wool. I've got Splatoon and I've got Black Flag. Was it Black Flag or what was it? What we get?
I said I had Black Flag. Remember,
Unity. It was Unity. Say they had, didn't he? I can't mind. He basically said 3 games, and he was pure fishing for a rise at us if we listened. If we listened, that's a keyword. But apparently I hear he's getting that pumped to him for his lover. So I don't know.
That's an interesting use of phrasing there.
No, apparently he's not giving it to me now.
Aye, right. You've got it sitting in front of you and you're cowering. You've got it sitting there staring at you.
He's not.
And you're shitting it. I'm
it
going to
costs too
find
much
out.
money, and he's decided that I'm not his friend as much as I thought I was. So, but I don't mind.
Is he saving you from yourself?
Don't think that's possible. Anybody could save me from myself, but there you go. So I'm not bothered either way. So
bollocks.
Well,
Let's move on to racing stuff and find out how not bothered you are.
It keeps him, no, but it keeps him up with the whole thing of having amiibos for games he doesn't own. You know what I mean? It's like, I've got a Willy Yoshi, but I don't have the game for it. Who cares? I bet he's got his wife and kids sitting there trying to knit them the new. Okay. This is not just right
hurry
standard.
Up. Keep knitting faster, son. Knit faster.
I'll give your Batman.
Grocery.
He's
Grocery to
currently
make
he's
himself a
currently
woolly Yoshi.
he's currently knitting me a Batmobile at the moment.
You want to be very, very careful with Yoshi near any kind of open flame after last month. He's a natural fabric. He will go up quite quickly.
Yeah,
I was going to say, but see if he knits you a Batmobile, it'll probably handle better than the actual.
Yeah, I heard that.
Batmobile.
Yeah.
Because it holds like shite.
I heard that. Yeah. So
Right.
that's it.
So, let's try and move on to missing stuff then. As I was trying to segue into it without any kind of issues. Well, one thing we're missing this month is Matt.
I know.
Hi, Matt. Hope everything's gone okay, and we'll see you next month. Stuart, what have you been missing?
I'm Batman. Shh, he's just sleeping. Batman. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I'm missing Batman. I own all the previous Batman games. I've never finished any of them. I found it really hard to get into them as well, but I'm missing Arkham Knight. I don't know why, but I just miss it. Yeah, it's that scenario, a hype machine, isn't it? Hype. Oh, I want it. No, you don't. No, you don't, son. You don't want it. But, I quite miss Batman. I don't know why, but... And I'm missing every motherfucking thing that was shown at fucking E3. After last month's, it was coming.
I don't know why you're missing it. It's all 2016 onwards. So you're not going to miss anything. Your Euroship's over. Stop worrying.
Yeah, but...
Other than, I think, Rainbow Six is probably the only game that was shown at E3 that's going to be out this year.
Yeah.
Oh, FIFA will be one.
Yeah, and so will Battlefront as well, which is interesting.
Oh, yes. Which is why I think you should hold on to your voucher.
Yes, because there's a lovely helmet edition that ain't going to be fucking £50. It's like each console gets a different helmet. So the PC gets Darth Vader, the Xbox gets Boba Fett, and the PlayStation gets a Stormtrooper actual helmet. Yeah, I know what I want for Hanukkah. I'm trying to find
what circumcising?
Yeah,
that's what you're going to need if you're going to become Jewish.
I want it
large price to pay, mate. At your age, I can tell you. I wouldn't recommend having a little John Thomas chop.
Well, if it gets me that copy of that game, that edition, then fair enough. And then there's a Pip-Boy version of Fallout 4. Don't have any feelings towards Fallout 4, but I want it. I don't know why, but I want it. That's Kwanzaa covered because I love a crazy like Kwanzaa. So.
I did quite like the looks of that. What about the Rare collection, which, given your admiration for gamer scores, I thought you'd have been jizzing in your pants for that.
Well, the thing is, but with the gift that is E3, there was many... Not only did they show you stuff you can't get, they gave you stuff to quench your... I need stuff. So they gave us the glorious backwards compatibility. So when they did that, I own half of that fucking collection anyway. So I just got it all as backwards compatibility. So I'm kind of like... so I've got like Perfect Dark, Zero, Perfect Dark, Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise, Jetpack, Joyride Refueled or something. So I've got at least 5 or 6 of the games on that collection.
Alright, okay.
So I'm kind of like... You know what I mean? And I know other podcast people go, oh wow, gamer score's a selling point. But funnily enough, you know what I mean? If you're going to spend £20 for games that are, how old? You know what I mean? They got to sell it somehow. And if gamer score's the way they want to sell it, that's how they'll fucking sell it. You know what I mean? But
yeah, of course it is.
I think I've seen it gone for like £18. So it seems like a really good package. But it doesn't have the rare game everybody wants, but GoldenEye. So... Because it's no GoldenEye, because of all the red tape and Nintendo garbage and MGM.
From the fact that it's not owned by Rare.
The thing is, if you believe the rumours and what's whispered in the wind, apparently there is a version of GoldenEye built, HD'd up and ready to go. It's just they can't do it because they don't have the ability to do it, which I can believe.
Didn't GoldenEye get HD'd up and released by another company
different
anyway?
Game. That's GoldenEye Rogue Agent. I've got it through the wall.
Yeah, that's it.
Reloaded, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the Nintendo and the Xbox.
I thought that was the original one, just HD. No.
It was a retelling. It was a retelling because it took concepts of... Was that? Oh, it was Legends in it. 007 Legends was the one that took missions but redone them with Daniel Craig. So, like, Goldfinger was done inside a Harrier plant, building Harrier jump jets. But Reloaded was basically... It wasn't... It was like a re-envisioning of what GoldenEye was, if you know what I mean. for what I can remember, because I've got it sitting through there.
It wasn't supposed to be very good.
It was all right. Legends was better, but it was an FPS by the numbers. You know what I mean? It wasn't a right to hell FPS, but it wasn't a amazing FPS. You know, but I forgot what we're fucking talking about now. James Bond. All I can think of was James Bond now.
Rare Collection.
Rare Collection. Thank you. Yes, GoldenEye. It's the one game that I think's missing for it to make me buy it, because the rest I like rare games and stuff, but
not Donkey Kong Country. Isn't that the big one that's missing?
Nah.
Because that was Rare's game.
Oh, they're all Rare's games.
Yeah, no, but that was the big selling point for
Kinect Sport.
Nintendo, wasn't it?
What about Kinect Sports Season 1 and 2? They're not on it. Don't mention Kinect. But,
that thing doesn't exist anymore, does it?
Well, that's the thing. It's the same as the Vita for the PlayStation. You know what I mean? PlayStation conference. Where's the Vita?
They've now allowed you to strap it to your head.
Well, that's another thing that fucking mind blowing.
Well,
I think it'll be amazing when you see it.
I think it'll be.
What?
My telly. My Kinect is on my telly.
My Kinect's sitting right in front of me now. Yeah. Plugged in, obviously. It's not just sitting there floating in midair. But as I was saying, the backwards compatibility is an amazing thing. I know there's a list online voting for it, but what I'm hoping will happen is they'll get their finger out and they'll make Arkham City, Arkham Asylum and Origins. I hope they make one of the three of them backwards compatible, and then I'll actually get to play them, because I've been playing a bit with my backwards compatible games just now, and it's really, really nice, the fact that you can play and be in a party with all your mates, and the fact that you can actually still play multiplayer on these games. So me and Wally for the Console Ninjas were playing N Plus in multiplayer. So you're playing an emulated game or Xbox Live, theoretically, but it's on your Xbox One. It's really nice. It's early doors and stuff, but I think it'll grow into its own. But I hope they make them, because the most voted one's Red Dead. Everybody wants Red Dead and everybody wants Fallout 3 backwards compatible, and it makes sense.
Well, Fallout 3 is going to be free with
4
Xbox copies of 4, so that's bound to be compatible.
Right, and the thing is as well, but if they know what's good for them, because it's like, if you think about it as well, they've won a watch for Halo. They'll no make an HD version of Halo Wars. They'll just make it backwards compatible. They'll no make a HD version of Halo Reach. They'll make it backwards compatible. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's like they've won a watch fundamental, because they've killed off the HD remake market, but they've also kind of went, well, we don't release it as backwards compatible, we just HDify it, so there's new options and stuff. But it is just, like I say, it's in its fledgling stage, so I kind of was excited with that. And then the preview code as well was really interesting, because it's like, I'm in the preview code, obviously, so it's like I got access to Elite Dangerous and The Long Dark, which is a survival game as well, a very survival game, where you're in Alaska and you need to survive like by building fires and keeping warm and stuff, and if you don't do that, you die within the first 6 hours.
Sounds like Don't Starve.
It's like Don't Starve, but in a more 3D first person kind of.
So is it first person? Yeah.
But they're just the first two of the brackets preview code, and Elite Dangerous is Elite Dangerous. You know what I mean? I know everybody's like, oh, No Man's Sky, fair enough, but we can play Elite Dangerous right fucking now, which is like No Man's Sky's older grandpa, technically, if you know what I mean, because No Man's Sky is very stylistic and stuff, whereas Elite Dangerous is fucking Elite Dangerous, you know what I mean? You want to get lost in the game, there's your game. So that's the excitement. As for the stuff that was shown that we've not got, the Division's got a really nice special edition that comes with a watch. Fucking really want it, as always. Star Wars I've already said. Forza, maybe. Forza's Forza. I kind of get excited about the actual core Forza. I get more excited about Horizon, and I know that's blasphemy in certain parts of the world, but it's just the way I feel these days. And there was a few other kind of trick bits that were shown that were really exciting. So I don't know, how did your E3 go? I know Colm didn't watch them live because he's not into video games. But
it's too old.
I know.
They were on far past his bedtime.
I know. Fucking 4 o'clock in the morning watching Sony to bring out The Last Guardian. It's The Last Guardian. Sony. By the way, here's a Kickstarter. We've not put any money in yet. Is it still a Kickstarter? But you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, right. Who are you kidding, Sony? You know what I mean? You've ploughed money into that.
That was very, very odd.
They've put half the money into it, haven't they? You know they can't. I don't imagine that happening with them putting major money, no major money, but enough money into it to make it happen. If you know what I mean, they've went right. We do half, you get half, sort of thing. But they'll not admit it to the public, because as somebody said, why is it no classified? Why is it why is it only on PlayStation 4? Why, if you give them enough money, do you not get like your stretch goals? Why do they not put like a stupid stretch goal like 400 million or something daft?
There'll be a Dreamcast version of it.
Aye, like a really stupid one and go. Oh, it'll go on the Xbox as well if we get like daft money. Because I've heard a rumour if it gets 10 million, it'll go to the Xbox. I've heard that is maybe a stretch goal that's coming. Because if you think about it, they're chopping off their nose despite their face doing that in there. Because it's like, well, if they opened it up to the Xbox fans and went, if we get here, I bet you it would get there. Because folk would just pledge to it, wouldn't they? Because it makes sense. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But aye, that was my E3. You guys, E3, talk.
I didn't watch all of the conferences. I kind of had a night of watching some of them live, and then.
Did you miss Jason Derulo at Ubisoft?
Did I miss that?
Yeah,
what
he came out singing for Just Dance at Ubisoft's conference.
Oh God, no, I did.
Horrific.
I think I walked out at that point.
Oh,
I think
horrific.
I walked off.
Cringe.
I always find her really, really uncomfortable to watch.
Although the Ubisoft conference did bring us the cutest wee woman developer at the moment. She is the new Jade Rainey, is the wee Rainbow Six woman. Martin Kelly knows what I mean. Tight jeans, mate. Tight jeans. It's a bit of an in-joke, but tight jeans, trust me. Get her followed on Twitter. Sorry.
Wow. Yeah, okay. I loved the opening to Ubisoft. That was my favourite opening. To reveal the next South Park game is The Fractured But Whole. That was just such a fantastic name.
Yeah, but see when they came out, did you just feel like, did you just not go, oh, don't, it's like, see when he's sitting going, oh, I hate these fucking mics are horrible, and then she said something and he went, yeah, you weren't saying that when you were in them in bed. I'm like, oh my God, this isn't meant to be what is this got to do with computer games? You know what I mean? I get the point why yous are there,
but they're always like that. Ubisoft ones are always like that.
Cringe.
I kind of expect that. I actually enjoyed.
Well, when the talking French guy comes out, here is some Ghost Recon. I forgot about it. I'm just thinking
that looked very nice.
The French guy came out and started talking about the Ghost Recon. Good point.
Did you not think that all of Ubisoft games are now literally becoming one?
It's a very Assassin's
They're
Creed.
basically the Tom Clancy publishing house, because they had 4 Tom Clancy subtitled or pre-titled games. They were all kind of focusing on the fact that before we've kind of talked about this before. All Ubisoft games follow a model of you go to find a tower, you climb the tower, you unlock the area. You're still doing that, but now you're doing it with friends.
Ghost Recon looks slightly more structured, if you know what I mean. No, as in like
it's mission based. You go to this area and you're free to engage in this area in the way you see fit. Best working as a team, though.
Here's some toys, here's some guns, here's some stuff. Work it out. It's no the whole, like you say, climb a tree, look about, collect. Like, that's what I think. I'm very interested to see if Assassin's Creed follows that path. I really will, because I'll be.
There's no multiplayer in the new Assassin's Creed.
Same as you. But is there co-op? But that's the other thing I was wondering.
Nope.
Oof.
There's nothing.
Oof.
They've completely removed it. Which is a good thing, because the Unity, it was not great.
Did you feel the crew stuff was a bit of a letdown, but as well, because it's like last year they did Blood Dragon, and was it E3? I can't remember, but Blood Dragon was a big reveal, DLC, and everybody was like, oh,
that was year before. I want last year, it was year
Trials
before.
Get the unicorn stuff, and it was kind of like meh, and then the crew, like, who announces the crew? it's like the crew's got motorbikes in it, and now it's got Jim Kahana and stuff, and everybody's like, who still plays the crew? You know what I mean? 1 million players played it and then ejected it and put it back on the shelf. You know what I mean? It's a strange one, that one, to be announced, I felt.
I enjoyed Microsoft's press conference more than Sony's. I will happily put my hand up and say that. It was quite zingy. They had a lot of decent reveals. They showed off some interesting tech. Sony's just felt a bit kind of lacking. I don't know why.
The word you're looking for is.
I'd have gone with an actual word like underwhelming.
But meh does it just as well, even more better justice. But the wee guy with the glasses was just so annoying. I felt it, Sony's. He's kind of like it's like the letdowns with the PC show was horrific. Did you watch that?
I've heard that. I haven't watched.
2.5 hours, mind-numbingness. The only thing I took away from it, watching it live and playing Halo, was they showed Human Revolution, the Deus Ex game. They showed actual in-game footage.
Squeenix, didn't they?
Yeah, it was the PC show was the only show that showed actual in-game footage yet. So you actually get to see a wee bit of the gameplay and how it plays like fucking Deus Ex. He's got like a kind of, his arm shoots out knives now and stuff. So it was like he just shot like a guy across the room and pinned him at the wall with a knife and stuff. So that's quite nice, I suppose. And the Square Enix one was just horrific. Oh, it was so bad. It was just
Square Enix one sent me to sleep because the translator had one of those voices that I'm trying to watch, and it just kept making me nod off.
And then you woke up at the moon guy and you were like, "What is that? Am I in a nightmare? Who is this man with a moon on his head?" Oh my god!
I was feeling a little bit butthurt over the whole Tomb Raider thing. I do really quite like the looks of that, but it'll come to PS4. That's not such a big issue.
The thing about Square Enix was every JRPG's PlayStation 4, and I'm going to myself, that's a bit odd, isn't it? It's like, yeah, exclusive on PlayStation 4, but it's not because it's Japanese house and blah blah. You know? What I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. You don't get a lot of JRPGs on Xbox consoles
No, but then I don't think that's their market. You know what I mean?
because you don't have a lot of Xbox sold in Japan.
Well, that's the thing as well, but I don't think there's a big market for it. Like, Elder Scrolls Online came out there, and a handful of people have it, I know. It's no raving major... You think, oh, new Elder Scrolls, technically. Online, it would have major gangbusters, but I know a lot of folk it's no near where the penetration of Batman, you know. Batman seems to be the flavour of the month now, as things have shown. But
Right, I think we should move on from E3 anyway, otherwise we're going to get kind of bogged down, and we've got other stuff to talk about. Colm, anything you've been missing this month?
Yoshi's Woolly World.
So, why are you missing this? I've now seen footage of it, and I can see it looks quite cute and very much your type of game, Colm. What are you missing about it then?
I just want it.
Do you want the game, or do you want a woolly Yoshi?
It's cute. It's woolly.
Splatoon's yesterday's news, isn't it? Like, fuck your Splatoon, don't give a shit about your ink.
Yeah.
It's got to be said, that's quite a clever way of doing amiibos as little hand-knitted Sackboy clones of Yoshi. I was quite impressed with that. I thought that looked quite nice.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's all I'm missing. I can't talk anymore.
So you're not too worried about Batman because that's arrived in your house anyway.
Yeah.
It's on the premises, but I'm not
I'll
touching
believe
it.
you, Hunters only. You just go on your boy's
check my
account and put up
PSN
Connor's
there.
breaking the rules, a year of shame free is your gamer tag, and we'll find you. That's your actual gamer tag.
I
Haha, they
wouldn't do
mugs
that.
can't see me.
Nah, I won't be back.
Your boy's got two
And
save files.
I know the way he changes his games, I won't get to play it either. So like, I'm not even thinking about hoping to play. I've still got Origins on my Wii U, so I'll probably play that. And the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City one on the Wii U, so I'll probably play that to wane away the hours.
Good pun. I like that. Weighing away the hours. Very good. That's very highbrow for you. I like that.
It is. Thanks for
You know what I mean?
pointing that one out.
An artisan of wordplay that we have in our midst.
Oh, that's me. I can barely speak English, but there you go. Yeah, so that's basically all I'm missing now. I'm hoping to get Yoshi's Woolly World for my birthday.
When's that?
How soon is your birthday?
August the 7th.
Well, there's definitely not a new Mario going to be out by then, as the Nintendo conference showed. There's no actually. I know, but I just want to say Nintendo did a whole conference, but only showed one Wii U title. Now, if that's not public, we don't give a shit about you. I don't know what is, because they'll need, unless they do a Nintendo Direct like in the next coming month or two with the day all the Wii U stuff. I don't see it coming back in any way, shape or form in power.
It's very odd that Yoshi's Woolly World's coming out in Britain first. It just seems really weird. Because that Japan getting it last of all or something.
America's not getting it for another couple of months.
But who's made it? Like, is it an official, like, developed by Nintendo, in-house Nintendo sort of thing, or is it like
I
a
thought
Europe
it was
thing?
an in-house one.
Yeah, it's a first party game.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Maybe they know this is where the biggest market is for them, and, you know, who knows?
Yeah. Maybe they done a demographic.
Nah, maybe it's just you charged. Maybe it's just you, your wife, and your kids just doing overtime. You know what I mean? And you just went, give them the contract.
Maybe what it was that they needed the materials to be able to make them, and they had a choice between launching in Wales or New Zealand, and they said, well, Britain's part of Wales, or Wales is part of Britain. Let's launch in Britain first, then, and we can get our sheep shorn and make some lovely Yoshis.
On the amiibo thing, have you not been tempted to track down one of these gold Marios that are going for £12 on Amazon US? Apparently that's how much they cost to get posted to you.
Nah.
Just saying. I know it's okay because I don't give a shit.
I was also impressed with the Microsoft conference.
I think we've stopped talking about E3.
I was really impressed.
I was just trying to stop you talking about E3, Stuart. Go on, Colm.
I just wanted to say I was quite impressed with the display of the
HoloLens Minecraft.
Game.
Did any see the Halo
HoloLens,
demo they did that was new on the stage? The demo they showed for Halo was really interesting because they'd built an actual set, like a briefing room, and it was, as you walked in, you put the glasses on, and when you looked out the windows were blank, but when you looked at the windows with HoloLens, you saw like pelicans getting fitted with bombs and scorpions moving, and then you moved into the middle where there was like a battle room, and Sarah Palmer come up and started talking, going, "This op, we're going to be running against these guys," and it was like something out of Star Wars. It was like everybody standing with HoloLens on watching a briefing in a room, and you're like, that's like mind blowing. You know what I mean? It's really unpractical. But
the idea of it reminds me of an old, well, not old, like late 80s, early 90s American like sci-fi thing called Wild Palms, where in that they projected like soap operas and TV into your living room, and it would work out where people were sat, and it would project it around people. But instead of projecting into the room, you're projecting it into the room through your eyes, basically, by looking at objects, and suddenly they are something else. It's very clever, but it is just augmented reality. It's what we've kind of had on mobile phones for quite some time. It's a pretty impressive version of augmented reality.
See, it's the fact what we were saying was technically and theoretically it could eradicate the point of having a TV as a gamer with a games console. Because see, when he looks at Minecraft on the wall, why would he need a TV? He just sits and watches it on the wall through the glasses. No need for a TV. Cause,
I don't need a TV with
that's it.
So there you go.
You can connect any display that then hooks up to your TV, up to your console, and you don't need a TV. You're still going to have something strapped to your bonds.
Well, a set of goggles and staring at a wall is slightly better than having... It doesn't look as bulky or as heavy as Oculus. See,
a set of goggles that are probably going to have to be recharged or have AA batteries. Because Microsoft love the AA.
It's in its infancy. This is the thing. It's in its infancy, and like I've had Oculus on a few times, and it was all right. But I've not tried the latest build of the Oculus, but it's all right and it does the job in that. It's just I think if HoloLens does what HoloLens says it does, I think it's like so far ahead of the rest of them. It's wow. You know what I mean? It can just do so much. I think more than you know.
Well, so could Illumi Room, and where did that go?
Well, Philips bought that, didn't it? Philips used that for the Ambilight for the back of the TVs, didn't they? They ran that.
They've done that for decades. Microsoft turned around and went, "Ooh, we're going to project games into your room."
But Illumi Room was never official. It was never ever like it was always prototype.
It was a tech demo, wasn't it? It was their proof of concept.
You know what I mean? What happened to Milo?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
what happened to the Kinect? Rest in peace.
I think at the end of the day, is if showing a new piece of technology and an actual use for the said technology, it was very good. But like I say, it's early days with that shit. That shit ain't no fucking superstar material now. You know what I mean? But then again, where was Morpheus? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'd said about this. I'd said this. It doesn't display very well. How on earth do you display 3D stuff? I've seen other like tech demos afterwards. There's quite a funny one of the guy from BBC playing the heist, and you're basically talking to a guy who's giving you a job, and you look over at the exit sign, and he shoots the exit sign out and goes, "What the hell are you doing?" and then starts saying, "Why the hell are you eyeballing me?" and then you take a phone off him, and then you go and do a bank job. And the guy doing it on BBC is reading through all these cupboards, finds a gun, and then it all kicks off, and he goes to lean on the table that obviously isn't there in real life, and nearly falls flat on his face. And I was like, actually, that looks quite good then, if that's given him that level of immersion. But I don't think it's going to be cheap. I know that a lot of people are saying, it'll be £250. I really don't think it will. I think it's going to be closer to 500. Sony aren't known for pricing their hardware very well. They like skimming off the early adopters, and I think it's going to be expensive. They didn't give a name for it. They didn't give a price for it. They didn't give a full tech spec of it. It was very underwhelming, but it's very difficult to show off something that's supposed to be immersive. And I'm still not sold on the whole VR thing.
I think as well the fact that you'll be able to run Oculus through your Xbox One through a PC, but I think that's also interesting as well, because that also means like Oculus and Xbox or Microsoft are really getting on, because all Oculus will come with a Xbox One controller as well. So not only will you get an Xbox One controller when you buy an Oculus unit, you can actually use the Oculus unit as your output device for your Xbox One if it's goes through a PC, which I don't know how that'll work. But
that's got to induce a fair bit of lag.
I don't know how it'll work, but because I mean it'll be interesting to see, but they've nailed their colours to the mast with that sort of stuff, you know what I mean? And again, we've went so far off range here, by the way. We're fucking on E3 material still here, you know what I mean? Shit.
Well, can I just say, considering Sony were charging me €500 for their 24-inch 3D TV
that's
when it
quite
launched
cheap
over here, and also considering their one of their specs they brought out, the Sony thing.
Yeah, the HMZT Z17 or whatever.
They were like, I saw that in CEX for like £600, so I can't see Oculus Rift being anything less than €1,000.
Oculus will be about £500, give or take.
I doubt it. They look bleeding woeful anyway.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's not a graceful thing. But it does when you wear it, you feel like you're doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You feel.
Yeah, well, I hope it's not heavy, because my neck isn't very.
You guys have just given me a fantastic idea. I know how to sell PlayStation Vitas.
Good to
what you do is, did anyone play on the PSP? There was like a cardboard box thing you could attach to Metal Gear Solid Acid that gave you a 3D image. If you could create like Google Cardboard for the PS Vita, just slot it into it, and you've got a Morpheus on your head, and it's a lot more portable, and it uses remote play. Fantastic! Sony can sell all those
and you go blind quicker.
That they've had hanging around for years. Brilliant! Right, on Dragon's Den, I'm going to get that proposed, and if Sony do it in the meantime, I want me cut. So let's move on from E3.
E3 forever.
For me, yes, I'm missing Batman. I've seen a lot of the trailers. I've avoided watching people play it because I don't want to torture myself. I'm hearing lots of things about the Batmobile being a bit shoehorned in and a bit hard to drive, and I'm not bothered. I'll play it when I get round to it. But
every piece of PR, merchandise, everything was all be the Batmobile, and they've put too much weight on the Batmobile, I think, for what I've seen and what I've heard. And when you think about the trailers and stuff, the Batmobile was always present for very, very early days, wasn't it?
But when you're doing platforming levels in a Batmobile, it kind of makes me think...
No, the mobile, the Bat Tank. It's the controllers, but the controls are apparently the claw. It favours the claw over the normal palm player, if you know what I mean. Because I think it's the real head fucker is the L trigger is your turret to fire, whereas your right trigger's drive. So where you would think brake is actually to fire your weapon.
Yeah, but you can remap them on the PS4 anyway.
Can you? Alright, because everybody I know
said you can remap everything.
It's totally... even that's talking to PlayStation folk as well, they're saying it's really counterintuitive having reverse on X and square. I don't even know how the fucking PlayStation works, but it's basically X and B are brake and reverse, apparently.
Yeah, just remap it. I don't know why people are moaning about that when you can fix it. Other than that, I've been trying to buy some more clothing, and I'd seen some really nice Metal Gear Solid t-shirts at Level Up, and all of them were out of stock in my size. So I contacted them to be told they were going to be restocked in September. Fan-fucking-tastic. So yeah, which is like... Why have them showing on your site if you don't carry any stock, and then don't tell me until I get to the point of trying to buy it and there's nothing there? I've also been missing that PayPal discount. They're doing the thing where you top up, is it £40 and they give you a tenner for topping up via PayPal. I've missed out on that, and it's been very, very tempting because I'm thinking, would I be breaking the rules by buying PSN credit that I'm not going to spend until after my year of shame is over? I'm not buying a game, but I am creating myself a potential a problem because I may go, well, I've got that money in my account, I could just go and buy that. So I've avoided doing it. There's been some reasonable discounts as well, but I've again managed to resist. And I think we should probably move on to thoughts and feelings. Colm, do you have any thoughts or feelings?
He's dead.
Is he muted us again?
I have feckin' muted.
The old one.
Jesus, I thought we were going to get through a
The old ones are the best ones.
I've got some good news. I'm off the happy pills now. And so with the happy pills, I was a feeling of numbness. Now I have feeling all over my body. It's wonderful. And I just feel fantastic. That's
I'm
all
a
I've got
little
to say.
concerned that how you know you are feeling all over your body. Have you been indulging? And do we need to know about it on this kind of podcast? Is that a bit of an overshare?
No, we don't need to know about it. You just had to bring up the dirt. I was just making a comment, an overall statement. I am now drug-free, okay?
Yeah, literally, because you couldn't get any alcohol today.
Yeah, precisely. So, yeah, I'm feeling good. Thank you very much for asking.
Good. Me, I'm loving a bit of online co-op at the moment, and quite liking that. I'm feeling pretty good over the fact that my year of shame will be long over before the announced games at E3 are out, so I can sit back and gloat whilst you three will be struggling on to the end of the year. So that's quite good. I'm also feeling a little bit of glee because I got a tweet from a certain Stuart regarding some clothing that was coming from a clothing company that I got a bit of a ribbing over buying from. I only buy my clothes from Mr. Brand. What's me becoming to said company, Stuart? Would you like to enlighten us? Would it be anything to do with your obsession?
Well, it seems a deal has been struck with a high-end premium clothing company that a franchise very close to my heart has struck the deal. And yeah, as is standard, I will have to purchase items from them when said items are released, although it's gone very quiet on them at the moment, which is really
September,
strange.
October.
Yeah, but it's really strange because they showed one picture and there's been nothing else. No more talk, no nothing. They knew they were baiting the trap when they showed that. But yeah, Mustard Brand are going to be doing a Halo range, which that's me sorted for the next 6 months. Jumpers, and I really like the look of the jacket. I know it's sad, but I've got a hoodie very similar to that jacket that's got like a kind of Master Chief armour print on it, so it would match my hoodie lovely. But yeah, no prices, no sizes, no nothing yet, so yeah, we'll have to wait.
But if the vicar came round and knocked something over, like your tea cloth, could you use it as your tablecloth? Could you use it as a tablecloth?
Probably not, but I could use it as a lovely set of drapes. You know what I mean? With matching hang-ups. Maybe I'll get on to Mustard Brand and say, can you make me a set of Master Chief curtains? Because I need those heavy duty curtains to stop the sunshine coming in the window.
That was certainly my happiest feeling when I got that tweet through from Stuart. I was just like, that's made me quite happy.
I think my first tweet was, oh shit, just got real. And I was like, oh fuck off. Couldn't write this shit, could you?
And Stuart, thoughts and feelings?
Yeah, Mustard Brand, my new friends. But no, my main feeling at the moment is odd one because it doesn't really affect me. But I was in game with my friend Andy. He was trading in a few things, and I was just perusing the prices, and it hit me that Game were charging £55 British for a copy of Dark Knight. Arkham Knight. Who the fuck Dark Knight? Arkham Knight, which I thought was a bit horrific, but then I looked to the side and had Dying Light, which has been out for about 6 months, I think. And it was also £50. And then I looked to the right again, and they had MotoGP, which is bugged and it's officially doesn't work on the Xbox One, and they're trying to rush a patch out, right now, and it's also £50. And then it started dawning on me, since when was £50 the going price for any game? And I know we've been out the loop for a long time, boys, like 6 months, but it's kind of like, I can't remember even any game like stock, standard, issue, non-special edition costing £55 or £50. It's always 40, 45 at the most. 45 day one, £40, maybe 35 for a supermarket, you know what I mean? It's only after this I've realised that you can get Arkham Knight for 40 for Asda, so that's £40 for Asda, saving you £15 over game.
But
which is
Game
horrible.
have the exclusive Red Hood edition.
Oh no, yes, but apparently that DLC will be coming available to everyone.
Yeah, of course it will.
And it's kind of like, yeah, but then Tesco's had it for 39, I think, but you get exclusive Tesco's DLC. So it's very much a kind of case of, I feel sorry for the Colms in this world, the parents and the grandparents, especially the Colms, they're the grandparents, who go into game to buy their grandson or their child a copy Batman, and they don't think twice. They just think, oh, £50, that's a bit of a deal, or I'll buy it anyway. And they don't question why is this actually £50? Like, why am I paying an extra £10 for this copy? You know what I mean? It boggles the brain. I've had a discussion online with quite a few people about this, and everybody's in agreement.
Given the fact that you've got to put, well, you don't have to, but there's DLC on top of that. That's what, 40 quid for the, or is it 35 quid for the Batman?
35ish, I'd say.
That's 85, well, 90 quid for a game. So
and don't remember, you can actually buy the game and the season pass right now in game. So when you walk in, they've got them bundled for 90 quid, and it's kind of like, where do you draw the line? And it's not just that. I guarantee you, hand on heart, a million times, if you walk into a game and buy that game, they will upsell you to within an inch of your life at the till. They'll be like, do you want the season pass? Do you want the misspelt strategy guide? That was the glorious point of that day. Walked into the shop, and I don't know if you know this, but the Arkham Knight strategy guide's on the spine, Arkham Knight's misspelt. So I walked up to the till because it was really funny, because game went, good news, the strategy guide's only £10 now, it's dropped by a £5. Yeah, you'd drop by a £5 because it's got a fucking typo on it, guys. So I walked up to the till and went, oh, I really want this, right? And the wee woman who worked there came into the back of me and said, oh, are you looking for it? Yeah, and I went, and she went, you playing the game? I went, nah, I've not got the game, I've not buying the game for yous. I actually said that because I'm that kind of weirdo fucking idiot. But I went, I'm not buying it for you. She went, oh, so why do you want it? And I just turned the spine round and went, that's why. And let's just say she moved very swiftly and was not amused by the fact I knew this misspelling on the spine, because I think there'll be collector's editions, maybe. You know what I mean?
No, there'll be millions of those printed. There's someone rapidly running around trying to pulp copies of that.
Well, game had hundreds of them, and I was kind of like, because I actually said to Andy, I went to him, I really want a copy of that, just because it's misspelt, just because I can sit it and say I've got a copy of the misspelt strategy guide. But then I was like, I don't have the game, I probably won't.
I'm a little concerned if the spelling's that bad on the outer part of it. How fucking shocking is it inside?
I know, it's horrific.
It doesn't fill you with a lot of confidence that it's going to be an accurate strategy guide.
Probably not.
It's probably not accurate for the PC version as well.
Oh well, 3 frames per second. There's such a funny cartoon down the rounds. It's Batman at the end of an alley, and then there's a guy standing, and he's like, oh shit, it's Batman, and then it's like blank panel, and then the guy goes, where is he? And he's like, I'm behind you. And then the next one's like, how did you get here? He's like, frame rate issues. And I'm like, brilliant, superb. But yeah, I just think the price of actual games, back in my day, games were cheap. Just think about what happened with Arkham City. That went to PlayStation Plus within 6 months of release. Most games now, with the reason they're charging 50 odd quid is because within 2 or 3 months they have dropped, usually by a third in price, sometimes up to half. All they are doing is absorbing that price fall. True, but the also terrifying thing is that Batman is, at this time of recording, the number 1 game in the UK, so a shit ton of people paid £55 for that game. You know what I mean? It's like I did the math on the Fallout Pip-Boy version, right? There were 10,000 pre-orders available, right? 10,000 pre-orders at £100 a pop. Yeah, you're telling me. And they've sold out, so you can't pre-order that. So they've sold out 10,000 copies at £100 a pop. That's a shit ton of money for one
Yeah,
game.
but they've not physically sold those. They've probably taken £20 deposits on all of them.
Yep, that's a shit ton of £20 notes as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, let's no pretend we're dealing with a poor company here who are, they're on the ropes, they're going to an administration. Bullshit.
Given the shite I had to deal with getting Mass Effect 3 from Game, that they went under and lost the rights to actually have that version. I'm not ordering a collector's edition from Game ever again. I just won't. I just refuse. I don't care what they could include. The magic pill that makes you shit gold, and I won't be buying anything from them. I'm just not interested. I don't trust them enough to give them my money prior to a game coming out. I maybe walk in and buy a copy because it's on the shelf. I'm not giving them money for a fucking promise.
I wouldn't give them money.
Piss off.
I just wouldn't give them money, period, mate. But then that's the secret. You're not meant to tell anybody, you know what I mean? Because I win a few competitions for Game on Twitter. So, shh, we're all friends here. But I just think it's outrageous, and I think that someday I'm really tempted to pitch the idea in an investigational piece on why that is that price, if you know what I mean, and see what happens for it. But we'll see. It's an idea in my head, as is most things. So, thoughts and feelings, great.
And now we move on to the Year of Shame host interrogation, also known as Yoshi, who happens to be Colm's favourite character. So, Colm, are you going to do the honours of being Yoshi?
Yeah, I am. Okay. This one is really for both of you. Can we do both of us together?
No, it's a long while since I've been asked that.
Possibly, I don't know. I'm sure there's a joke in there about skiing, but I'm not going to mention it.
Don't mention the skiing.
Alright, okay. Well, I'll ask Stuart first.
I'm the host, but ask me away.
He doesn't talk much. Have you always been a gamer clothes person? Like, did you have a Sonic t-shirt when growing up?
Yes, I did. I even go to the point where I was a Sonic, as I've mentioned in past shows, I was a Sonic massive fan as a kid. There's pictures, I had a Sonic bomber jacket, which was the most amazing thing ever, and it still exists, and it's been put away for a younger version of me at some point, but it had like patches and stuff, and it was like a kind of, what you would have called a kind of varsity style jacket back in 1991, 92, and I loved that jacket, and there's pictures of me somewhere with it, and I also had a Sonic the Hedgehog waistcoat and dicky bow, which was like Sonic, not at all, that's cool. It was a case it was Sonic the Hedgehog doing the spin roll, and it had like the casino diamond pattern, and the dicky bow was the same, and I loved that shit as a kid. It was like, wow. And I had t-shirts, and you know what I mean, I had all the other stuff as a kid, but those were the two standout items as a kid, was the Sonic waistcoat and dicky bow, and the Sonic bomber jacket, because there's pictures of both of them in my house, and yeah, I just loved them as a kid. What about you, Connor? Were they even clothes like that back in the day?
Yeah, we didn't have to make our own out of sacks and potato prints, unlike the Irish. We did. No, I remember having kind of a tie-dye styled Sonic t-shirt. I think it was from British Home Stores, back in the day. That's quite a while ago, and it had been a Sonic one. And I also had a cap that one of it was probably Sega Power, gave away like patches, you know, like elbow, like stitch on patches, and I actually stitched it onto a black cap I had, and I used to wear that as a kid. Because I'm not bad with a needle and thread, so I stitched on my own patch.
I'd say you're all right.
Other than that, no, not really. There wasn't a vast amount of money growing up for extravagances like game clothing, and there wasn't the same prevalence of it. It was very, very rare. It seems to be only like the last 10 years that there's been a major boom in it. And variety of it, so no. That I didn't. It was more in my later years that I started to get into it. I have got from being younger, not from being younger, from about 10 years ago maybe. I got a Locker Rocker t-shirt, which I absolutely love because I got it for pre-ordering Locker Rocker, and it's just a white tee with all the Locker Rockers across the chest, and I've still got that tucked away somewhere because I'm a little too large for it now, but I quite like that.
A particular classics tale of me was I went to lo and behold as a kid. We used to go to the bike show at the NEC with my mum and dad, and the same time the bike show was on, I must have been 7. Games Master Alive was on, so technically my first ever Games Expo was Games Master Alive, and I got a t-shirt there that had Games Master and the helicopter on it because the intro was the oil rig where the chopper flies in, and there's many a story connected to that that'll probably tell at later dates, but yeah, I've still got that Games Master t-shirt for when I was like the height of shite, because it was like a Games Master t-shirt. Woo! It was exciting.
Okay, Grant, and there's no giveaway there.
Don't you hint at anything.
T-shirt. Okay, so I just want to, before we move on, lads, you have some fucking cheek taking the piss out of me and my Yoshis and my amiibos when you go around with fucking Sonic t-shirts and gay feckin' French coats.
Gay
That's
French
all I'm
coats.
saying now.
That's
okay?
Mustard Brand. What's the sponsorship? Thanks, Colm.
Okay. Okay. Do you get funny looks and comments from people when you wear your gay French coats and other attire? Sorry.
No, you leave it in. You leave it in. You dug.
I'm very happy with the French coat. I would count it as gay in the sense of it being happy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
Okay. Are you? I have not one bit of gay attire.
My friend.
The only thing I have is a N7 patch upstairs that I got with the special edition.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. That's the only thing, and it's still up there. It's not on any t-shirt or anything like that. Okay, so yeah, as I said, do you get funny looks or comments, or does anybody go, freak?
We don't live in Ireland.
Anything like that, no?
Well, considering I think I'm probably the only one who does have a French coat on this podcast, I'm guessing that's aimed directly at me. No, not really. I've had quite a few people comment on how nice it is and how different it is. I've had a few odd looks, but no one kind of going, ha, 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 look at you. Other than my sisters,
okay,
but they do that anyway, regardless of what I'm wearing. And the one that I wore to my sister's wedding I got a lot of compliments on. They really liked it because it kind of went with the theme, and I did get lots of ribbing about looking like Inspector Gadget.
You look like Doctor Who.
Or Doctor Who. They were definitely the two. I could have carried a scorecard of how many times people said one or the other. So I'm not knocking it. I thought it is fabulous, and I've been wearing it to work this week because it's nice and light. So it's been good. No one generally giving me grief over it. Or funny looks or anything.
Okay.
What about you? Because Stu, didn't you buy a Battlefield
what about short?
Yeah, I wear a Battlefield hoodie, a Halo hoodie. I have very few clothes that aren't game related. There you go. That's the flip side of it. I've always got something on, and I'll walk into a shop and somebody will be like UNFC, and they'll be like, oh, Halo, or somebody will see Battlefield, or they'll see my Titanfall hoodie and they'll be like, oh, Titanfall, and stuff like that. Yeah, generally you'll get more people saying, oh, that's a cool shirt than not, you know what I mean? I've got a range of Mario shirts I call the Great Pretender, where it's like Mario, it's these pop culture ones, so it's Mario is Indiana Jones, Mario is Sonic, Mario is Tron. Basically, Mario is every character but Mario.
Mario bent over a table being rogered by Master Chief.
Yep, you know, it's all the basic ones. So it's him as the Great Pretender, and people always love going, oh, it's Mario. Oh, yeah. Shut up, we hate Mario. But I do like the idea of wearing t-shirts of him as the Great Pretender, pretending to be the great gaming characters in history. Indiana Jones is a movie character, but he was in a few video games. But yeah, in general, people just no, I've never been knocked for wearing any ever.
On kind of that idea, I don't tend to go for stuff that's like got the game logo branded across it. So most of the stuff I've got will only be perceived by people who understand what it is. So a lot of it's like logos from within games, so brands within. I've got a really nice Drink Virility t-shirt, which is a Devil May Cry brand. And I get a lot of odd looks with that because they're like,
it's for same coin.
Someone's kind of
it's a bit weird.
A bit, yeah.
So
yeah.
same coin, insert coin, same coin's a fucking podcast. Sorry.
I get quite a few looks of, well, why is he boasting about his virility on his T-shirt? I don't get that. But other people will. So I don't tend to go for one that says Uncharted across the chest or anything like that. It's usually something that's more subtle, so it'll be a logo or it'll be something that's a reference to it rather than it's kind of obvious. I think my most obvious one's probably my Kratos hoodie, but again, it's only obvious because it looks like Kratos. So it's the whole like grey hoodie, but with the red kind of blood stripe across it. And that's very obvious as to what that is, but only if you know video games.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm asking these questions now. Does your wife ever say, you're not going out with me wearing that crap? Our girlfriend, so to say, our fiance. Stuart?
There's a few shirts that are a bit suspect to me wearing. Let me rephrase that. I'm not allowed to wear the Max Payne t-shirt ever unless I'm actually a Eurogamer. That's one that I'm not allowed to wear ever, because it's the Hawaiian tropic shirt with the parrot pattern on it. Very nice it is, but she can't stand that shirt whatsoever. I've got a hockey shirt as well she doesn't like, but that's just nothing to do with that. That's just hockey. And there's a few t-shirts. I've got a Dead Space one that's got a necromorph on it that's quite horrific as a t-shirt, because it's like a necromorph that's had its chest burst open and stuff, and it's, even I'm kind of like, it's a bit horrible, that shirt. But yeah, there's not many issues she has with my shirts. She does say it would be nice to see you wearing just a normal Nike shirt or a polo shirt or something, but she knows what she gets when she signed up, so hey ho.
I think there's only one T-shirt that's caused controversy, and it's a Saints Row 2 one, and it's for their burger joint called Freckle Bitches, and that I've been told to take off. That's the only one I think.
Take that shirt off, you.
I've been told you're not coming out in that. I'm like, why? It's just like, well, it's offensive. I went, only if you're the one that's offended. It's not offending me. I'm wearing it. If you're offended, that's your problem, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only one I've actually taken off due to decency by request. Generally, no. I think because I don't tend to buy stuff that's ridiculously garish or OTT. The Arno Kurt's probably the closest I've come to it being a replica item. Nothing I've got. The Hitman t-shirt shirt, I've got the black one. It's fantastic. It looks like a premium shirt. You wouldn't know it was a video game one. It's got the embossed barcode on the chest pocket, and it's fantastic. It's a really good fit, and it's a really good looking like designer shirt. I don't tend to go for something that's majorly OTT. So no, there's not really anything she's turned around and gone, no, you're not coming out in that.
That's fair enough. Either that or you're paying them a lot of money to keep the storm. Anyway.
So it's all down to sexual favours.
Of course.
That's where
you
Matt
just
would
keep
come in.
Dreaming, man.
Matt would have a wee moment.
Good morning.
What's the most expensive piece of clothing you've ever bought?
Probably my Anna the Phantom set, which I talked about on Last Save Loaded. Yeah, that was expensive.
Are you going to disclose the sum of money?
210 quid.
210, nice.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Stuart?
There's a few items that have been quite expensive. There was a Halo hoodie that was on a sale, and it cost me £15, but by the time I got it and got it on my back, it went through customs, and it actually cost me £120.
Oh! Shit!
Because of the customs on it. I thought I've won a watch, and then there was the Halo trainer that cost me £150. There's been a few Battlefield t-shirts. Joystick Junkies used to do a customising verse system on Battlefield t-shirts. So long before, I know I got my Hardlines t-shirt with my name on the back of them, but I've got 3 Battlefield 3 t-shirts that have got my gamer tag in little quips under it. So they were like £45 each. And I got one that says Furious Shoot to Thrill. I've got one that says Furious been capping a rag on a stick since 1942, which is obviously capture the flag on Battlefield 1942. And I've got one that says Furious, while you've been reading this, I just stole your dog tags, yoink. I buy what I want. It's like there's a Warframe hockey shirt just now with a tenno that's fucking lovely, and it's $100. But I'm trying to work out how much it'll cost if customs get me, and I'm humming in hand.
That's it. It'd be about 60 odd quid, and then twice that because of customs.
Well, the thing is
it's what's been putting me off Ubisoft stuff. I really like some of their replica stuff, but I'm not paying twice the price again to get it through customs. Bollocks to that.
That's the thing that happened with, I don't know if you noticed, but Bungie did a shirt, a Destiny shirt for the Avalanche victims, and the Himalayas. Where was it? Mind the big avalanche that happened? Folk were climbing Nepal. The Nepal victims.
Yeah.
They done a shirt, and the shirt was $20, right? And I was like, I'll buy that shirt in a heartbeat. Not a problem. Help the cause. I want the shirt. So went and bought the shirt. Postage was £60 to the UK. And I went,
what?
I went to them instantly. I went, these are a disgrace. I was giving you the money for the shirt. All proceeds of the shirt go to the victims. I have not a problem doing that. Not a problem, guys. Instantly, £60, but not a single cent of that goes to the company, and it's for postage. You're a fucking disgrace. So anyway, long story short, a week and a half later, we've got postage down to a tenner for anywhere in the world, and I'm going to myself, wow, what a difference it makes. So basically that shirt has just shipped, so that shirt should come with me. It's quite cool. It's kind of like it's got the three characters and a kind of silhouetted thing with the mountain in the background, and it says Nepal Relief Destiny or something. It's quite a nice shirt. It's like the other shirt I bought for them was the Burn Bright Burn Blue, which was a charity shirt for Halo. And it's like my favourite Halo shirt I've got, but it was like an arm and a leg to get them here, because I got one for me and one for my brother, and buying for Bungie is horrific. It's the most horrific company I've ever spent, because the postage is just through the roof on it, and 9 times out of 10 you'll get caught the customs off them, and it really does my nothing. Yeah. But it's the fact is, you're never going to get these shirts here. You're never, like at Eurogamer, I think I've only ever seen 2 Burn Blue shirts that weren't me. So like this year, I wonder how many Nepal shirts I'll see. No many, you know what I mean? And it's like, just the fact is, you're getting a rare piece of gaming wear, you know, and you're supporting a great cause. That's the thing. It's like, I don't mind supporting the cause. Definitely support the cause fully. It's just, I think the postage for Bungie is horrific. You know what I mean? I think that's the most terrifying thing. Is like, that's why the £20 hoodie was like £120 by the time I got it. You know, so
there's some lovely Octodad shirts that I really like, but again, American company, I'm gonna get slapped with import duties on them, and I'm just.
Jinx, for example, are really good.
I'm just not willing to get slapped with all of that. I don't mind paying a little bit of import duty. I don't think I should be paying for the price of the item again as an import tax. That's a fucking joke.
Aye, but there's nothing you can do, because they've got it sitting there and you need to pay for it. Because that's the thing.
There is, because you could send it via someone else and get it sent as a gift, so you can't end up getting slapped with import duty if it's coming as a gift.
I've bought enough companies to know like Treehouse stuff, the stuff like your Mass Effect, the Dishonored, the Bethesda stuff. That's all decent. Jinx stuff's all decent. Bungie's a bit meh. There's quite a lot of decent, like Think Geek stuff's decent. You know, there's a lot of decent ones that's like, you take a dive, you pay your £15 postage, which is what, £7 or something, and it comes and it's fine. It's just the odd company I've been pounded with big time for, you know. So you live and learn in this game, I suppose. But like you say, like that Ubisoft company, I know they send stuff to somebody in the UK who's very, what's the word, Assassin's Creed linked, if we would say. And I guarantee you, she's no paying import tax. I know she's no paying import tax.
Yeah, I know as well.
And it's a case of, I think you've got a good setup with Mr. Brand and stuff. I think you should just, you know what I mean, just be cool, you know. Because if it's worth it, you'll be able to get it elsewhere, I think, you know. Because I've noticed you can buy Jinx stuff for British sites, but they cost more. It's weird. You can buy Jinx stuff for British sites, but the British sites charge more than it is for me to get it sent from America to my house. Yeah. It's like, I've got a Diablo t-shirt that I've wanted forever, and they had it on the site and it's really cool because Jinx actually converts to pounds now, which really irritates me, because it's like you go and it's like US dollars, but there's a button at the top, you hit it and it just translates everything to UK pounds, and you're kind of like, oh, that's so much better, because like a £15 shirt now becomes 8, and you're like, oh, bucket it. Much is it to send, and they actually do it in pounds, so it's actually like you're working with a UK site, but it's actually a US site. But It's what we pay for what we want, you know. That's the problem. It's hey ho.
Yeah. Okay. And I just wanted to ask one more question. I have two more questions actually. Have you ever worn your gamer clothes to work? Are you like a nerdy celeb in your office, or is this clothing fascination restricted to just home use? Well, I think you sort of answered that one already.
For a casual Friday, I definitely because last day of the month we have a dress down day, and you can wear whatever the hell you like. And I'll always wear, well, not always. I generally wear something gaming related, but as I've said, most of it's not very obvious, and generally there's only a few gamers in my office. A few people are like, well, what's that from then? Or like that. It's generally, most people just think it's just a logo on a t-shirt, and they won't understand what the hell it's to do with. I think me Sackboy one's fairly obvious. It's a Sackboy. I think I've got 2 Sackboy t-shirts, but most of them it's not overly over the top. But a few people have now said, oh, is that from that company you got the jacket from? So people are starting to spot certain styles of clothes. So I think, yeah, I don't think I've got any kind of geek celebrity status, but my boss did nearly steal my my beige coat on Friday as she was leaving, and realised, actually, I haven't got a beige coat with me today, but I did nearly steal yours.
Really
it doesn't even look like yours.
It's a really feminine coat then you're wearing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, I wear
Stuart.
a Halo hoodie. I wear all my hoodies to work, so every day. So I'll have my Halo hoodie, a Titanfall hoodie, Battlefield hoodie, Dragon Age hoodie, fucking any hoodie I've got. And I wear a Battlefield bag to work. And before I wore a Battlefield bag to work, I wore a Crisis bag to work. So I'm well planted as a gamer. Every weekend's casual at my work, so Saturday, Sunday I'll wear a games t-shirt of some variety. My current favourite one is my Stanley Parable one, which is such a meta t-shirt. It's unreal, because it says in massive letters employee 478 on the front, and on the back it says the Stanley Parable. So my manager's going, what's that? And I went, oh, it's in my new uniform, did you not get yours in the post? And he's like, what? I'm like, it's a new office uniform. And I actually tweeted the day the shirt came. I went, I'm getting to wear my new uniform at work, and it just says employee 477. And people were going to me, are you kidding on? Is that the actual uniform you have to wear at work? It's not very personal, is it? And I went, I know, I wish I got here before 457, because I wanted to be 456. And the amount of looks I get after people at work wearing that, and it's kind of funny because it's meta, because you feel like a number in a machine, and you're wearing a t-shirt saying you're a number in a machine. And I've got a feeling I'll get in trouble one day for wearing it, but at the end of the day, it's a really funny t-shirt, and I really like it. And it's Stanley Parable, which is one of my favourite PC games, indie games of recent times. So yeah, sometimes some of my stuff can be a bit risky in certain ways. That's just a prime example of it. But yeah, I'm known as Mr. Gamer in the work, as has been proven, because obviously I write games and blah 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 blah. So yeah, I wear what I want, where I want, when I want. Boo-hoo.
Okay. Now, if you're given an ultimatum and just the wife or the girlfriend said to you, okay, I've had enough of this game and crap, you're just allowed to keep one piece of game clothing, what would it be?
Oof. Oh, I'd like to bit of a heads up on this one. It's going to have to be the Kurt, because it's going to have to be the Anna, purely for the fact it's cost me so bloody much, and I had so many fun and games having to have it replaced because of the problems I had with it. I'm not getting rid of that. So yeah, that's
Okay.
It'll have to be that.
Probably.
He's just choking thinking about it.
It'll be his Halo pants. They're a little tight and they're riding up.
Probably to my Halo pants. Probably one of my Battlefield t-shirts, my Halo trainers, or the ultra super never seen the light of day rare Forza free trainers I've got, which were like hen's teeth apparently. These were like, they said they only made like 100 pairs of these things. And there was a Puma shop, an actual licensed Puma shop in Glasgow, and me and my brother went in one day, and there they were on the shelf, Forza Pumas, and they've got the Forza, they're really understated, they're just grey, and the tongue's got the Forza symbol on it, and I was like, yes please. So I've got pensions for trainers and gaming, and my Forza ones are very nice, and I've never worn them, and I kind of think, yeah, I'd like to keep them, just because they're probably worth a wee bit, I imagine. but they're also very nice, and they're limited, you know what I mean? So, or you could argue my custom-made Converse that have got Harley Quinn on them and my gamer tag I'd probably keep as well.
Wow.
Because they're got my gamer tag on them. I've got a real thing for having my gamer tag on things. But yeah, custom Converses with my gamer tag, they're the only ones in the world, I suppose. So yeah, I really like trainers and gaming trainers. I've got Vault 101 blue trainers as well, but I've never wore them either because they're kind of like blue suede.
Don't step on your blue suede shoes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. But yeah,
classic.
you have no idea how much clothing. See, where Connor buys premium, I buy everyday and then premium on top of that. So it's like I'm at everyday wears or gaming, and then all the rest of it. You know what I mean? So it's a way of life.
Fair.
Like I say, I'm totally engrossed in the lifestyle.
You can basically only buy games.
No, there's a few shops. You'll be surprised. Primark does quite a few bits and pieces, t-shirt wise and stuff.
Ooh, nice bit of Prime Man.
There you go. HMV does a few t-shirts. Game does stuff.
Game do a lot. Game actually sell through a lot of other companies' stuff.
Yeah. It's all level up stuff or the same coin. The same coin's a fucking podcast. Stuart. Insert coin.
Insert coin.
And stuff like that, you know.
Alright, thanks lads.
Right, thanks for that, Colin. That was an interesting interrogation, and you were quite gentle.
Oh yeah, as always.
Next time,
and now on to the I think it's probably Matt's time, and I think we should interrogate him over what he declared last month. That we haven't got round to revealing.
Oh yeah, it's Colm. Yeah, that's roll over, guys. By the way, we're rolling over to next month.
It's going to have to. We need to know more about that. So I think that should be the host interrogation for next month.
Yep. Even if he's the host, we're interrogating him on it.
And now we're on to listener mail. So who wants to take the first one from our friend Adam Ducker?
Yeah, I'll take it. Excuse me, it's all about me tonight. Adam Ducker, what was the first game you bought with your own money? And his pile of shame started with Play It Again Sam on BBC Micro. Rich kid. So, Connor, what was the first game you bought with your own money?
It'd have been something on the Commodore Plus 4. It'd have been £4 on a cassette from the local newsagents, and I couldn't tell you what the hell it was. I don't know. I really don't know. I know I definitely bought Strip Poker on the Commodore Plus 4. But that wasn't the first game I bought. I definitely bought that. And number 2.
Excellent. What about you, Stuart?
It's a Master System game. I'm trying to think now. One I definitely know was through birthday money. I bought Operation Wolf with a light gun, which is such a fond place in my heart. I love that game so much, and I just have memories of, because I wasn't very good as a fucking 6-year-old playing it. My dad playing it and me being the grenader, because he used to use the pad to throw grenades, and he would use the gun to shoot, so he would be shooting and I'd be grenading. And
now we know where the shooty bang bang comes from.
But yeah, that was I remember that, and I also remember Sonic on the Master System. And then I remembered the really jarring thing that, having played Sonic on the Mega Drive, Sonic on the Master System's nothing like Sonic on the Mega Drive.
No,
and it just could not compute. Because I remember as well one Christmas getting Sonic 2 on the Master System, and it was a totally different game with hand gliders and stuff. Yeah. And my head, I couldn't compute. My head just would not compute. I'm going, the box says Sonic 2, but this is not Sonic 2. And it's like, oh no. My God, no, it does not compute. And that was a really noodle scratcher back in the day as well. But yeah, it's either, I'm going to go Operation Wolf, but it could have been Sonic prior to that. So could have been. They were the days.
Cool. I can't remember. I'm so fucking old. I can't remember what the first game it was. Probably.
Yours would have been on Punch Card, wouldn't it?
ZX Spectrum or something like that. I don't know. Can't remember that far back. No. Recent memory, probably 92, 93. Probably bought Super Star Wars for the SNES. Probably, but I was well working at that stage, so I don't know.
There was a man with a piano that came with the first game he bought to sit at the end of his bed and play while he was playing it. Rolling the piano, man.
Good old days. The good old days of spuds and turnips. Okay. Si Stevens, do you want to read this one?
This is
out?
one that hasn't loaded well.
Yeah, I can
by
read
that
this
way,
one.
unless it's loaded well on yours, because on my phone it's like shot miles. I can't. It's one of these classic Colm. Drop an email in the box and it just goes poof. It's like, you're not reading that anytime soon, my friend.
Hopefully, if I'm reading this right, then. So this one's from Si Stevens.
Many days ago was
Don't
it?
ask me. It was 6, according to this.
To who?
On June
And who
23rd.
was it to
And
him?
I'm not revealing. I'm not revealing
me.
his internet address, his email address. Right. Don't ask me why this has suddenly come to me, but I remember the show featuring reviews by the studio audience as if it was set up with the audience close to the presenters. Gamesville, probably as wrong as you can get. Much love to you all. I'm guessing that's his guess for Matt's claim to fame that he revealed last month.
Yeah.
We don't know yet, and we can't tell you whether that is that is the correct answer or not. So we'll have to wait and see.
I do remember Gamesville with Jamie Tico. Jamie Tico. It was Jamie Tico was one of the hosts.
Was that Sky
Yeah,
one?
it
Because
was
I don't
like
remember
two-
Gamesville.
What was it? Jamie Tico and Michael something. Michael. Oh fuck. Michael Clark, maybe. Michael. I don't know. I just remember Jamie Tico or Tico or something. It was like a cheap John Fashanu. They were all into jumping a boot and going "Awooga." It used to be on Sky One. Oh man, I used to watch some shit as a kid. But that's the thing. It's like I love watching. That's another topic for another week. Fucking watching game TV. We'll do that with Matt once he comes out. We can talk about game shows on TV, like Strike It Rich and Dusty Bins and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd like to kind of dust through our history of game TV shows like Cybernet and Gamer TV and Jinx nowadays, and Bits and Lodi. Bad Influence.
Some Bandits.
Oh, Bad Influence. I love Bad Influence. And just stuff like that, you know what I mean? Just quality TV shows. But that's for another month. There you go, there's a question for you. Listenership, do you have a favourite game or TV show? Get them into us and we'll put together some kind of thing around a host interrogation of Matt whenever Matt returns.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that. Who wants to do the question from Justin?
I'll do them, because I do them every other week.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Good morning.
I always like a bit of the down under. From Justin Ragnar Rock Rolls. It's not even his name, but well, I mean, from Justin Knowles. What was your biggest ever, excluding consoles, gaming or gaming related purchase? So that's what have you spent the most money on in your collection?
Not biggest as in size.
No, because I've got a space crate for a Noble team that's pretty big. And when I say it's pretty big, it's sitting in a garage right now because it's that big. Most expensive gaming thing I have ever bought, minus consoles, and minus the £120 hoodie. Well, Miger Block's Mammoth was pretty expensive.
Most of your kayak stuff ain't cheap.
Yeah, but the Mega Box Mammoth was £270.
Jesus, fuck.
I would say Halo 5 Collector's Edition, but I'm not buying that. My girlfriend's buying that for my birthday because I begged her so much for it. Yeah, it's £200 Swift. She went, what do you want for you free for your birthday? And I was like, Halo. Much is it? Doesn't matter, you're buying it. I wouldn't tell her for like a week. We went out a weekend. She's like, much is it? I can't tell you. Much is it? I'll guess. Is it £100? No, even close. So that's what I'm getting for my birthday. Could be my Christmas as well, actually. You could turn around and go, you're getting a birthday and your Christmas together.
I think it's going to be a birthday and Christmas for the next 2 years.
Birthday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa and Ramadan all in one. I have a solemn Ramadan as well, guys, if I'm honest, a solemn one. So anyway, I use guys, since I'm still thinking, it's got to be the Mega Blocks in it. I'm trying to think.
I don't know. Other than the Kurt, probably 2 games. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Collector's Edition.
That statue of him holding the
about
flag.
100 and odd. Yes.
I've got that one as well.
And I didn't get the one with him with the boat though, because that was just ridiculous.
It's just the same statue, but on a boat.
Yeah, it's just on the front of the boat.
I picked up the Black Flag edition for
Paid
25
£90.
for my son.
I paid £90.
It's up in his room. schmuck.
I think I paid...
25
Did I
euro.
pay 90 or 110? Was 110 the next edition up? I also bought the Call of Duty 2, one with the night vision goggles.
Oh, muggy mug.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I didn't buy any more of those.
I've never bought a Prestige. I got a Prestige for free with the HD camera, which I think retailed for 180, but I got it for nothing, so good times.
Other than that, no, I don't think, games-wise, there's any I've bought that's been more.
Gears was about 120. I'm looking at my shelf now. I've got the Nano Suit Guy at Crisis, which was about 140. The Gears of War 3 Series Edition was about 120.
Size-wise, it'll be the DJ Hero Renegade Edition, because that box is freaking huge.
What's that cost you?
With the drop-down stand. Well, it was supposed to be like 150 quid or something, and it ended up on HMV's website for 35 quid.
Nice. I got the actual base model for a tenner, brand new, sealed for game, which was meant to be pre-owned. And then guess what? It's still sitting there, pre-owned, sealed, and no opened. That was an instant buy and put in a corner. I don't even know why the fuck I bought it.
I've used mine lots. I really like it. Black turntable in it, and a dummy kind of flight case with legs that you attach to the bottom of it.
Play Halo with it?
Fantastic. Can you play Halo with it? I'm not likely to.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop anybody.
I don't think so.
I'm going to go out and say the Mammoth was pretty expensive, and then the Elephant as well, which was pretty expensive as well, was probably the most expensive stuff I've bought in my Hell collection. Yeah, for Mega Blocks. That's it. Building bricks. Fucking tube.
Column's Yoshi could have ended up being very, very expensive.
Fuck, it was really disappointing. It was a week. We've not spoke about that either. I was going to say, what happened to that? You keep that in.
I had put in the
It's disappointing. I expected at least some kind of scorch marks or burning or something. It just looks like you've took a lighter to his feet.
No, I put him in the oven. I've put him in the oven. I have video footage of me putting him in the oven.
It'll be the plastic
for
that's
5
used.
to 10 minutes.
Basically like you after a Friday night falling out.
Yeah,
Art imitates wife.
Does the NFC still work in it?
No?
Oh, you've nuked the NFC chip.
Well, yeah. No comment.
Well, that's a lesson learned.
Okay, I'm going to come clean. I took the NFC chip.
I expected you to throw him a bonfire or something.
Oh, no way.
I think you should. How far away is the nearest expanse of water for you? I want to see him, the actual figure, getting launched into the whatever it is, expanse of water.
I think he should swallow it. He won't want to reuse it after it's passed through.
Nah, but he'll have an actual amiibo that's a shite now, which is a collector's edition.
It's Mr. Hanky Amiibo.
Oh look, it's got corn. It's got corn. It's got corn inside. It's got corn inside it and turnips. It's an unlimited edition. I've ate some glitter as well, so it sparkles. Yeah, Southport glitter and rainbows. Just call me Mr. Toots. Ah, Mr. Toots.
So anyway,
it's a brilliant weapon ever. Best gaming weapon ever. Mr. Toots in right action. It's a unicorn. You squeeze him and he shoots out rainbows. Best weapon ever.
Okay. Thanks, Justin.
You and your tangent machine.
Listener question: how long have you been gaming, and what do you love about games?
So the first response is from Martin Kelly at HeyYouJimmy2003. As long as I can honestly remember, the ability to become the hero in many games, forget life, enjoy the game.
Thank you. Stuart.
Yeah, Adrian Gerlich. Am I right? No, I've butchered your name. Sorry. Really, I'm sorry. Garlic. You've just fucking tore him up. New one there, garlic. It's not like garlic there, it's garlic. It's fucking. We apologise for our misciation. Anyway, since Paperboy on the ZX Spectrum, that's how long he's been gaming. Explains a lot. And he loves the escapism it allows from real life and the interaction with online communities who share your passion.
Bang on, I like that. One from Carl Melderis, who is someone I've known for many, many years with gaming. He's one of the first people I played online with. Hi, Carl. Been a gamer for about 30 years across various platforms. The thing I love about games is the stress relief it brings. Fair?
What a wound up people out there, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. So has anyone got any final thoughts? Oh, wait a second. We have some breaking news coming in.
Manchester's Morse
It
code
looks
machine.
like... I was just going to say, it looks like Matt's managed to string 2 tin cans together with some string and has managed to actually respond to a couple of the questions posed by our lovely listeners. So in response to Adam Ducker's question, Matt said, my first purchase with my pocket money was probably some Mastertronic 199 special for the BBC Micro. And in response to Justin Knowles' question, excluding the consoles themselves, it was probably a Neo Geo game. Jesus, man. For the brief time I owned one of those. King of Fighters, 156 quid sounds about right. Yeah, that does sound about right. Good bloody morning, good evening, and good night. And that
Also looks on the screen that he's also answered all this week's questions as well. What's he played? Nothing, because he's moving house. What's he picked up? Games with Plus and Games with Gold. What's he missing? Everything, because he's moving house. What's his thoughts and feelings? Keep them to yourself, please. Piss it easy when you turn. What's this?
What's he missing? My consoles and
Keeping
PCs.
to your Seamus piss easy. Right. He's having a hard go at it because he's moving house and he's just saying, what are you missing? Keep him to your Seamus piss easy when you don't turn any of your machines on because they're all in boxes. And I think he's also given us a wee hint to his quiz, which we did mention was rolling over, but it got to us just before the end. So do one of you boys want to read that out?
Okay, I'll take this then. So his quiz from last month. He's put, the quiz was to answer which 2 games I reviewed, not the name of the show. It's just clarifying things. So if no one guessed it, clues are: the show was a famous British gaming TV show back in the early 90s. The episode I was on also featured the British heavyweight boxer Gary Mason and a young b-boy Barry from Games World. So if that gives anyone any clue, it at least gives people more parameters to search YouTube with.
He's a diamond guy, Matt, isn't he? He's a diamond guy.
And hopefully he will return to us next month, possibly in the hosting chair. And I think we can wrap up. So thank you very much. If you've got any thoughts, feelings, questions, or anything you want to contribute to the show, they're always welcome. You can get in touch via, go on Colm, give us the email address.
YoSChallenge3@gmail.com.
And on Twitter?
Hold on. Fuck, you got me there. YoSChallenge3@YoSChallenge3.
Excellent. And if people want to find you personally, Colm, where can they find you selling your wares?
Posting usually on YoSChallenge3 or at Solemn67 or posting at La Save Loaded.
Where you also do a podcast.
I do. A podcast with my friend Justin.
And Justin.
My Yoshi, my amiibo lovely friend.
And Stuart, where can we find you?
Under Furious Free on the Twitters, on the Xbox Lives. You can find me on Furious everywhere. You can find me podcasting on rare occasion these days because I work on Console Ninjas, but the guys are putting out shows a lot just now, so worth a listen. Few interviews with indie devs. If indie scene's your thing, definitely worth a joke. Worth a listen actually. And you'll find me online as well if you want any games nights. Friday night, the joining as we spoke. Just jump in with the guys. Guys are more than welcome. If I'm on, give me a shout. Blah blah blah. And you also find me kinda writing for the Scottish Sun recently. So yeah, check out my articles in a newspaper, an actual newspaper. So yeah, it's a wee bit different for the usual ramblings of me, but yeah, professional till the end. So yeah, that's where you'll find me.
And me?
And where will you find you, Connor?
Well, you'll find me not hosting this next month, thankfully. But at least it's been easier keeping the rabble in order, seeing as the major rebel drunken rouser of last month hasn't been able to attend. He's currently living in a box.
I'm living in a cardboard box. I'm living in a box.
And it's turned into karaoke. It's like Kanye West at Glastonbury all over again.
Since you've been gone away, I miss you.
Okay,
Right,
let's wrap
so
it up.
you can find me at VDJOMB on Twitter. You can find me the same on PSN if you're so inclined, but at least stick a message in to tell me why you're requesting me as a friend. You can also listen to me on Joypad and Me on their podcast, and we've done a recent wrap up of what we thought of E3. So if you want to hear my ramblings on that, feel free. I also do some writing for them occasionally when I can get my finger out. So yeah, feel free to head over to joypadandme.com and see what's up there. And that's it. And we're done. And I've done my second hosting of a Year of Shame podcast, and no one died. 2 podcasts, no one died.
There's still time.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Catch yous.
I'm trying to remember how I do the intro on this. Am I supposed to say my name, or do I just say this is Year of Shame Challenge?
Do what you want.
3?
Do what you want.
Do I
Go on
want-
a rant like Stuart did.
Yep, that's what's all about.
The shite is Year of Shame 3 Challenge 3.
I used to be a mad bomber, but I got a job here. It's great. Can you smell the Simtex? It's brilliant.
Oh, classic.
Oh, Bigara, this is Year of Shame Challenge 3.
It's all about me Lucky Charms.
Me turnips.
That's it. It's all about the turnips. Can I just, before we're done, make sure you put the fucking show in the feed at the start this month?
Yeah, what? I don't know what the fuck I done last.
I think you put the wrong date in it. I think you put the wrong air date in it.
But normally I don't
mixed
have
up
to
the order.
select a date. I just put it in like as of today.
Because it dawned on me like halfway through it, like hardly anybody had heard it. Because I'm going to myself, there's been no feedback this month. And then it dawned, like, everybody's like, I can't find it.
I'd noticed it was on wrong, but I just thought it's just my phone being stupid and not displaying it as it
No,
should.
it's just
when
me being
you're getting
stupid.
folk taking screenshots and going, this is how it was.